Have those practice throws before they take all 6 attempts in a row. Chair has to be at the right height. Seatbelt has to be set. 11:38. The first up one. His season best is 11:72. Not much need for warming up, I tell you. It is very, very warm, humid. So Hindi will have 3 attempts and then he'll get a rest and be able to take on a drink of water. Be repositioned if need be. You can see those judges there just watching his backside to make sure it stays down. That one there out of the quadrant, so that's a red flag straight away. Steph Reed, what are you looking forward to most this evening? They're all finals, it's all to play for, and it is all going to come to an end very quickly.
Well, I think that is the best part about this evening. Not that it's all coming to an end. I mean, the part about every single thing being a final. This is possibly the most exciting day because you know that every single race comes with a ton of pressure, a ton of emotions building up. And look, the thing for track and field athletes, it's not like cricket players, it's not like football players. You don't get an opportunity every weekend to go out and do this. This is a once in a year thing. Everything builds up to this point. This is why these championships mean so much.
Well, it means a great deal to the world champion who's in the chair right now. So this is his 3rd attempt and he'll get a little bit of a rest after that. I think that one has stayed just inside. It's right behind that marker there, so we can't see it, but it's been given the white flag and he gets a bit of a hug from his assistant. And that one looks much better. It's out into the 12 metres. That world record is 12:25. The championship record set by the same man in Dubai in 2019 is 12:17. That's 11:87, so it is an improvement by 49 centimetres on his opener. How difficult is it for athletes in these conditions who are throwing when it comes to the temperatures and the sweat and making sure they have enough chalk on them?
Well, I think a lot of it is event dependent. So, for example, when it comes to the throws, it's so important getting that release technique right. And it's incredibly difficult when your hand is sweaty, when your neck is sweaty, and that's getting all over the shot. And so they have to be really careful in terms of making sure they have the chalk and the towel. And then if you consider it, for example, for blade runners, when you put on your prosthetic leg, a lot of people wonder, well, how does it stay on? Which is an excellent question because they're going pretty fast and you don't want that to fall off on you. And it's a vacuum suction system. And one of the less glamorous parts of life being an amputee, which I am, is that sweat gets in the way of that vacuum suction seal system. And so it affects everybody differently, but also quite uniquely across the different classes and depending on the event that you're doing.
Well, here's story number 4 for Hindi. So his first 3 were 2 legals and 1 foul. That won't be an improvement. I can tell you that right away now, even though it's been given the white flag. So he still has a bit of work to do. He's got 2 throws left to get cracking. And he wants to get past that 12-metre mark. That's his goal, to get up there around the championship record mark and try and put himself in a position to break what he already has. Now going first is perhaps a little bit difficult as well because you've got to make sure you put something high on the board to just try and deter those other 9 who are going afterwards and almost try and mentally beat them before you even let them get going. So he's ready to go for number 5. All the warm-ups are pretty much done and Hindi will go again. So his penultimate throw, 3-time world champion. And he's put everything into that. It's around the 12-metre mark, but
Yes, women's discus F38 is on the way. Before that, just a quick word about the women's discus F55 earlier to follow. But first, this F38 coordination impairment standing, and Simone Kruger is the Paralympic champion going into this, and also the reigning defending world champion for South Africa. Mina won bronze last year in Paris, and also bronze here in the shot. So let's go through the field here. We'll start with Ivana Perkic for Croatia, who's a 32-14 thrower so far this season, and that for her is a lifetime best. Fifth in the Paralympic Games last year, Rosa Castro of Mexico. Silver at the Paralympic Games last year for China, Li Yingli. Here is the reigning world and Paralympic champion for South Africa. A world record 38.82 last year in Kobe, Simone Kruger. Sixth in the discus in the Paralympics last year, Renee Fursel for Canada. Bronze in the shot here, Mina for China, and fourth in last year's Paralympic Games. And for Australia at the age of 20, fourth in the shot. What can she do in the discus? It's Ella Hosa, well supported by some fine Australian fans there. Quick word on the F55 this morning, that was the seated throws. Rosa Guerrero won that for Mexico, and then she didn't. She was disqualified. Classification issues, there was a protest put in, so Diana Cremina is the double champion. She won the javelin and won the discus here. Castano of Colombia, the Paralympic champion, in second place, and in third for Mexico, Maria Navarro. We'll try and get additional technical details for you. The rule stated 6'9". It's about disobeying a referee, but goes a bit beyond that, and we'll have further news on that for you at some point. We intend, anyway.
Men's shot put F34 final continues. Ahmed Hindi, the three-time world champion. He finished his opening 11.87. You may have saw with his third attempt. After that, nothing really came too close, especially with his fourth and his sixth attempts. So it is now Thomas Horacek of Czechia, who was seventh in the javelin here at these championships. He'll be next up to go. It'll take a little bit of a while because he needs to get himself into position, needs to get himself set up, and he will have a couple of practice throws beforehand, and then he'll get going after that. Good crowd in again this evening, as you expect in lovely weather like this. Horacek, 39 years of age. There's a good field going in this event. As we get further down, we'll get into some really big throwers. Fiki of Qatar, the world champion from 2017. Maurizio Valencia, Paralympic champion. He took bronze in the javelin here already at these championships. Mushin Kaidi, silver medalist in 2012, bronze in 2016. A couple of times a silver medalist as well at the Worlds. So when we get a little bit further down, we may well see some marks heading out towards the championship record. That championship record of Hindi, who went first, set in 2019 by the Jordanian in Dubai when he won the world title there. His world record set when he won the Paralympic title back in September of 2021 at the delayed Tokyo 2020 Paralympics. So he is pretty much ready to go. That will be his first mark around the 10.5 meter mark by the looks of things. 10.37, his season best, which is also his lifetime best. And that will be pushing around that mark. The ground has taken some punishment over the last 9 days, I can tell you. We've seen that drone shot from above, and there's plenty of sand thrown in to fill those holes. Ground staff have got some work to do. So we head to the track. It is the first final of the evening. Women's 200 metres, T12. This a medium visual impairment category. Guide is not compulsory, but all 4 have opted to run with a guide. Alejandra Perez, silver medalist last year at the Paris Paralympic Games. Home favourite Simran, she's won gold over 100 metres here already. She's the world champion. She took bronze last year in Paris. She gets a big, big cheer. Season best in her heat. She'll go 5 in lane number 3. Semi-finalist last year in Paris. Didn't make the final. The Brazilian Clara Barros, lifetime best in her heat. And in lane number 1. Season best in the heat for Shenya Quinn, the bronze medalist at the Asian Para Games in 2022. She was 4th in the 400 metres here at these championships. That lady there, Simran, great story about her husband, Gajendra Singh. He sold his family land to fund her training and competition. Such was the potential that he saw in his wife. That is commitment for you. Ema Saifi, the guide. All the pressure on Simran though, the expectation as she goes for the double, having won gold in the 100 metres. There is a decent crowd in, I tell you now, they are looking forward to this one. So it'll just take a bit of time for the guide to get set with the athlete. That tether, which is about 50 centimetres in length across, has to be attached the whole time. And the athlete must cross the line before the guide. Noah Mara-Duran, the reigning Paralympic champion. So they get away with no issues at all, and they all jump very, very well on the outside lane there. Alejandra Perez has done well, but Simran's already coming up on the inside shoulder, and also looking good is Barros da Silva, who is flying around there on the outside. It's Perez, the Venezuelan. Is Perez going to take it? It's Perez on the inside. It's Barros da Silva. Simran's in 3rd. Perez looks like she's taking it. Perez has taken it. Barros da Silva in 2nd. Simran with a bronze medal in 3rd. There might be a question mark, you know, over Barros da Silva and whether she's gone across the line after her guide has. We'll have to check on that one. It's a season best for Perez Lopez. 24.20 seconds for the Venezuelan. She took silver at the Paralympic Games, silver in 2023 at the Paris World Para-Athletics Championships. She's got gold though now. It's a lifetime best for Barros da Silva in the silver medal position. I'd like to have a look back though at the replay. Simran takes the bronze medal to add to the gold she won in the 100. So the Indian crowd give her a very, very good cheer. But we need to have a look at how things transpired when they went across the line. It's a new Asian record, by the way, for Simran. And Barros da Silva's on the ground, just trying to get herself back up. It's a lifetime best for her if it stands. So it has been given as official, so she must have gone across first. There is your bronze medalist, Simran of India. A new Asian record, so she has set a new lifetime best for herself. It was 24.75 before this for Simran, 24.46, so takes a chunk off it.
Now just look at this finish here and you can see what Tulson is talking about. Now the athletes have to cross before their guides, and part of that is just the way that the clocks stop. The clocks and the camera have to get a clear image of the guide first. Now I have to say, watching these guys and these athletes run, it was not textbook smooth running. This was ragged, this was rough. All of them wanted to win tonight.
So a season best time for Alejandra Perez, who takes the gold medal, Barros de Silva with the silver, and Simran with the bronze.
And just a note about, we have a whole bunch of signs in front of us with Simran's face on them, and beside it is, they call it the Baz, but it's the Hawk. This is what India has now named Simran. It is the Hawk, and I think for me it's just a sign of the respect that they are showing for Simran, the only female gold medalist for India right now. And the two things that Hawks are known for, it's vision and superior hunting skills. And the fact that they are calling a hawk somebody who has a visual impairment, I think the irony is really important. And all I can think of is Lex Gillette's, another T11 athlete, who had this really famous saying, "Who needs sight when you have vision?"
Well, the guy looked a bit ragged on the outside there with Perez on that front-on shot. They were all over the shot. He was still hanging on though. There was nothing illegal about it. It just looked very, very tatty. But who cares? No one's going to remember that. They're just going to remember a gold medal. So India pick up a bronze medal on the track in the opening event of the evening. There's some absolute crackers to look forward to tonight as well. What a way to finish what has been a spectacular World Para-Athletics Championships. So just look at the far side. Watch Barros de Silva as she goes across. The guide's in front at the moment, and she just about gets there. There must have been millimeters in that.
That was what you would call a perfect dip. Guides, do you know what? It's actually a really unique and difficult skill in itself to be a guide and be able to give the athlete information while you are going at top speed. And believe it or not, there was a time when only the athletes were awarded medals, guides were not. But I'm very pleased to say that has now been corrected.
This is Li Yingli, bronze last year in Kobe and silver in the Paralympic Games. So her current situation in this women's discus F38 final, standing coordination impairment. She's currently in second spot. It's a China 1-2. Mina, the three-time champion, 2015, 17, 19. And who's won bronze in the shot here. She's in the lead, 36.53. Li Yingli in second spot. Now, Simona Kruger, who is the reigning world and Paralympic champion, she had a foul in the opening round. See how she does here. A whole series of top-class medalists in this discipline. And Kruger is the world record holder for F38, set in Kobe a year ago.
It's a very nice discus, isn't it, as well?
She's from Pretoria. Giving it a good old belt. And it's worth pointing out, she is only 20. So when she won silver in the discus in 2019, she was a 14-year-old. And she's carried on, carrying on. Her season's best is 37.30, which would be enough to lead right now. And Kruger, well, 32.23, she settles into fourth position. So China 1-2, Mexico 3. It's the final of the women's 200 meters, T11, complete visual impairment. The Paralympic champion goes in this, Jerusa Gabert, who retained a 100 meters crown this week. The 400 world champ, Talita Simplicio, here also. Starting off in lane 7, silver in the 100 meters here, the 19-year-old Liu Yiming for China, and her guide, Chen Wenqi. The 400 meters world champion from this week. Third time she's claimed that. Talita Simplicio and her guide Felipe Veloso. Silver in the 4 in the Paralympics last year. In lane 3 for Brazil, the twice Paralympic champion, and that coming last year, 6-time world champion, Jerusa Gebert and her guide Gabriel dos Santos. And in lane 1 for Angola, silver in the 400 meters here. Her first World Championships medal, competing for the 3rd time in it. Juliana Moko and her guide Abrao Sapolo. Gebert, the fastest in the field this season, fastest lifetime best. Liu Kujing taking the title for China in Kobe last year, but she's not here. Had a world record of that as well of 24:36. So T11, complete visual impairment. So even more reliance on the guides to do everything right, even when it might not appear to be perfect. Moko 25, 26.07 her lifetime best this year. She's the slowest of the field coming into it. But a chance, always a chance in this. The tether's ready. Moko in 1, Gebert in 3, Simplicio 5, Liu Yuming in 7. The final of the women's 200 meters, T11. And they're away, and they're solidly away. And Simplicio and Gebert, the 2 Brazilians in the middle, have shot away nicely. Liu Yiming, the 19-year-old for China, also going well, but it's Gebert who's taking the stagger up on Simplicio and the rest, and now they straighten up, and it's between Liu Yiming on the near side and Jerusa Gebert on the far side, who did the golden double in the sprints last year, trying to do it again. It's Gebert out in front, Liu losing away, Gebert's going to take it, Liu in 2nd place, and it's tied for 3rd. I think Simplicio ahead of Moko, but that's a genuine photo finish, and 24:89 the winning time, and Jerusa Gebert has done it again, a 7-time world champion, and a whole period of dominance going back to 2011. Liu with the silver medal, she was well behind, and it was tight for Simplicio, who had a big chance. She does get the bronze ahead of Moko, right on the line.
Wow, I hope we get another look at that, Ben, because Jerusa Gebert was producing so much power as she came around that 200-meter corner that Dos Santos, her guide, had to work so hard to keep his foot off that inside line. Now, the thing is, with a 200-meter bend, as you go around it, the direction of your velocity is constantly changing, which means that there's always an associated acceleration, even if the magnitude of the velocity stays the same. But that is just a very fancy way of saying that when the athlete and the guide go around that bend, they are working very hard together because they're trying to accelerate while constantly changing direction. We had this incredible shot of the drone where you could see just how close Dos Santos was getting to that inside line because Gebert was producing so much power. And my goodness, he did a great job of controlling it there.
Well, Simplicio, who took the gold here in the 400. She's actually the 4-time world champion over that distance. She's taken it the last 4 world championships in a row. Does pick up a bronze medal here in the 100 meters, as she did do 2 years ago in Paris at the World Championships at the Stade Charlotte. But our winner, Jerusa Gebert, she's getting carried away. She won her first championship medal back in 2011 in Christchurch. Silver in the 1 and the 2. That is her 9th now make it global gold. And her 13th title, all told, including the Pan Ams. So Brazil do get 2 spots on the podium. It was getting very ragged though. You see Gebert and Dos Santos beginning to run into each other, and trying hard to stay in the lane was the guide, and he certainly did that, then moved her back out. It was very ragged, but it worked, and that was the important thing from their point of view. And the same thing happening to Liu, really. She was behind her guide Chen Wenqi, but she did recover in the end, the Chinese teen, to get the silver medal, and Simplicio just edging out Moko on the line. Ah, what a finish that was. And what a start to the final session here with 21 titles to be decided. Australian team and fans out in force because they've got a lot more of their good youthful team to sort out. Gebe takes the gold again for Brazil, 24.88. Liu Yiming the silver for China, and Simplicio edges out Moko for the bronze for Brazil. So Li continuing in the discus final here. It is a China 1-2. And it is Mina who leads, 36.53, with Yi Lingli in second. They both threw no throws in the second round. Rosa Castro has moved up at this stage for Mexico, who's finished off the pace a little bit in the last few global championships, though she was fourth in the Worlds a couple of years ago. And Li, well, she does get a mark there. It's the best so far of 36.21. What it means right now is a couple of good regular medalists in Simona Kruger, the reigning world and Paralympic champion, but also Renee Fussell. She's picked up medals in 3 of the last 5 world championships in this. Here is Kruger, the defending champion, 32.23, pushing this one out, trying to get it up towards 35, and that's a lot more like it. And that has her back in the medals and in the hunt now. She's overtaken Rosa Castro without any doubt at all. That's more like what she wanted to do, and she's now gone and done it. Castro, 33.17, Kruger, so close to 35 meters. Now here's an unusual shot you don't normally see. The height and then the dip, and it bounces as close to 35 almost as you can get. 34.93, and Kruger goes into the bronze medal position. As we go on, it's the final of the men's 200 meters T51. Henin and Habsch took the top 2 positions in the 100 yesterday for Belgium. Alshouk, Navarro and Mestre are in this field as well at T51.
So Roger Habsch, silver medalist here already at these championships. Gold last year in Kobe. Gold as well the year before in Paris. Helder Mestre, he was 6th back in 19 at the Dubai Championships and Tokyo 2020. He's 4th here in the 100 meters at these championships. 58 years of age, still young enough. Peter Henin, bronze last year in Paris. He's the gold medalist here over 100 meters, going for the double now in the 200 meters. 48 years of age for him as well. Edgar Navarro of Mexico. He's between the last two, he's 54. Gold medalist back in Athens in 2004. He's got a couple of world championship titles as well to go with it. He's in lane 5. And Mohamed Alshouk of Bahrain. He's just a youngster, he's 34. 5th in the 100 meters at these championships. So they're set to go. Men's 200 meters T51. This is the most impaired of the wheelchair categories. Off they go, Alshouk in 4, Navarro in 5, Genin in 6, Mestre in 7, and Habsch in 8. And flying up on the inside there is Peter Henin as he's going for this double after winning the 100 meters. It's the Belgians at the moment with Roger Habsch on the outside in lane 8. Henin in lane number 6. They are going toe-to-toe at the moment. But around the bend, it is Peter Henin, who was bronze in Paris last year, who's gone out to about 3 or 4 lengths in front, but coming back at him on the outside is Roger Habsch, the champion from last year and the year before, but he's going to be dethroned and have to take the silver, because it is Peter Hennen who's going to take it. Second place, Roger Habscher, a Belgian 1-2, 38.11 the time which is given. And I think Navarro came across in third place, but that is a season best, 37.95 for Peter Hennen. He does the double, makes it a double in the 100 and the 200. He got away quick. The first 100 metres, he really put the work in. And he came home, he had a good lead of 3 or 4 lengths over his compatriot Habsch. 38.87 for him. Navarro did take third place, season best time at 41.65. They are your bronze, silver and gold medalists in screen there. Peter Hennen with a season best time.
The men's T51 event, the athletes do have paralysis that affects both their arms and their grip. And this might not be the fastest 200 meters that we see tonight, but what you are seeing here is it's an incredible high performance puzzle for each athlete to work out how they're going to get the most out of the muscles in their arms that they have access to. And if you look at the variety right now in that class, you can see variety in terms of the way they sit, you can see variety in terms of the way they push, and just look in your center right now at Hennen, you can see variety in terms of their gloves. I don't know what you would call those kind of gloves. Typically you see soft or you see hard, but it doesn't matter. The whole point is that you find out whatever works for you. And wheelchair racing is all about figuring out how to put as much power as possible into those rims. And that connection between your hand and your rims is so important. And you can see some very creative solutions there in terms of figuring that high performance puzzle out.
Well, Peter Hennen, he played wheelchair rugby for 20 years until 2013 and found para-athletics. He takes a gold, his second of these championships. There was no Paralympic champion, Cody Forney here of Canada. He didn't compete, it doesn't matter. Those three are the champions. Navarro, by the way, was a mayor of his hometown in Mexico from 2009 to 2012. So he's fully skilled. Takes the bronze, Habscher silver, Hennen the gold.
This is our final long jump competition of these world champs. The men's long jump T36 is up, and in this field we have Evgeny Torsunov, the world record holder, not to mention actually I was going to say the reigning world champion. However, I'll update you on that in just one moment. Up first we have Kirill Glazerin. Now we know very little about him as a long jumper. Apart from the fact that he is very fast. He was gold in the 100 meters here, but we have no details about his season's best or his personal best. From China, Yang Yingfei, 33 years old, 2 Paralympic medals, 5 World Championship medals, and 3 Asian Para Games medals. William Steadman of New Zealand, an athlete we have certainly seen a lot of at these championships. Now, he was second in the long jump in Kobe, second in Paris in 2023, and second at the Tokyo Paralympics. Silver seemed to be his favorite medal in this event. Alexander Litvinenko, 35-year-old, picked up a Paralympic bronze in Paris. And this is the man to watch, Evgeny Torsunov. Now, he's a reigning Paralympic champion, reigning world champion, and the world record holder. From Algeria, Mokhtar Dadain, 6th in Paris 2023, 8th in Kobe, 5th in the 100-meter final here. From Uzbekistan, Izzat Turganov. Now, he was the world champion in Paris 2023. That was a place he jumped his personal best, equaling the championship record at that time. We know he is a big moment jumper. From China, Deng Peicheng. Now, he's reached the highest heights as a sprinter, Paralympic champion and world champion, but looking for his first global medal in the long jump. And don't go anywhere, we still have 2 left. Acer Mateus Almeida, 34-year-old from Brazil, won silver at the Paris Paralympics. But he's still looking for his first world championship medal, 4th in Kobe and 7th in Paris. And 1 more to go. Rounding out this field, Taha Al-Harasi. 10th in Dubai, 9th in Tokyo, 10th again in Kobe. Competed in the 100 meters earlier this week. That is our full lineup. That is the runway where these athletes will be jumping. And if history repeats itself, this competition is going to be very, very tight at the top. Centimeters separating out who wins, who becomes world champion. Now this is going to be a very interesting athlete to watch, Glazerin. We don't know much about him as a long jumper. He's just 21, neutral para athlete. However, we do know he's very, very fast. And speed can come in very, very handy when it comes to this event. That's a good sign. He has been given the white flag. And part of the reason speed is so important in this event is because your max speed determines the ceiling in terms of how far you can jump. 5 meters 31 for Glazerin. And you can see there that the athletes are jumping into a negative 1.3 headwind. Not ideal. Sprinters and jumpers always preferring to have a tailwind behind them rather than a headwind. However, it doesn't matter on the day because all of the athletes are dealing with the exact same conditions. Yang of China, don't worry, that wasn't his full attempt. A little bit of a casual run there. The cone was still out on the runway. Glazerin will have a few moments before his next attempt. Getting a little bit of feedback there from coach. The two-time Paralympic medalist Yang taking his first attempt. Five meters 17. Season's best for Yang as well.
Next final on the way as the lights come on. It's the women's 100 meters T35. Reigning 200 meters world champion going in this. Go Kian. The silver medalist in it, Fatima Suwaid. And the fourth placer, Anna Luxova. Good field this. T35, standing coordination impairment the most. Impaired of that. Fourth in the shot here for Czechia, the Czech Republic. Bronze in the shot at the Euros, Anna Luxova. She's in 2. In lane 3 for Australia, championship debutant coach Michael Hemmings-Jones. Her debut single, Fantasia, is out now from Hills District in Sydney. To infinity and beyond, it's Summer Giddings. For Poland in 4. 5th in the 1 and the 2 in the Paralympic Games last year, and 4th in the 200 meters here, the 21-year-old Ingrid Ranečka. In lane 5 for China, the new 200 meters world champion, silver in the 1 and the 2 in the last 2 Worlds and the Paralympic Games, so can go can do the double here. In lane 6 for India, tons of support. Bronze in the 1 and the 2 in the Paralympic Games last year, bronze in the 200 here. Preeti Pal going for the double for India. In lane 7 for Iraq, silver in the 200 meters here, her country's first female track medal in the history of this championship, the 18-year-old Fatima Suwaid. In lane 8, a neutral athlete, championship debut, 21, finished 5th in the 200 meters here, it's Maria Kovalova. And in lane 9 for Sweden from Paluake and Dalarna. Won 3 Swedish titles as a 14-year-old, the clubmate of the Kalur sisters, Susanna and Jenny. 6th in the 200 meters here, it's Ellen Westling for Sweden. So, T35, what names emerged in the past decade? Maria Lyle, Oksana Corso, Isa Solt, Zhao Jia. It's somebody else's turn now. Only 4 of these have won major championship medals before. It's Luxova in 2, Giddings 3, Vanetska 4, Go 5, Powell 6, Suwaid 7, Kovalova 8, Vesling 9. The final of the women's 100 meters, T35. And they're away first time, and solidly away is Fatima Suwaid of Iraq, who's looking really strong, but here comes Gao Qian for China moving up, and Preeti Pal is on the way for India. Suwaid as well. Gao's going to hang on. It's going to be quick. Gao wins it. Pal might have just got second ahead of Suwaid. 14.10 the winning time, and Gao Qian does the golden double in the 100 and the 200. She takes the title. 14.10, that's ratified as a belting win. Silver in the 1 and the 2 of the Paralympic Games a year ago, as it was in the Asian Games. And having had such dominance over the past few years in the 200 meters, she's moved up in the 1. It was tight though between Pal and Suwaid, and at the moment it is tentative as to who got that.
You just see such a difference there in running style. Suwaid, I mean, she's so tiny, but she is just pure power. Whereas when you watch Pal run, she just floats off that track. Her cadence is just so quick. Again, 2 very effective ways to run 100 meters. And again, it is all about optimizing whatever is working for your body. And that's a sign of a great coach, someone who can design a program, design a strength training program, and really optimize the talent you already have.
Superb victory. Now the times have not come up yet. Xiao Jia did take the Paralympic title last year. The results yet to come up. We know who the winner is, we know who the medalists are, and we know Gao won it. But it was so tight between Pal and Suwaid. Preeti Pal has certainly a lot to enthuse about from that.
Well, Summer Giddings actually thought it was a false start. She went after about 15 metres. She stopped and thought there was a false start and thought she'd heard something and was around with her hands up in the air. So she stopped. And if you're wondering why she dropped off the back, if you're supporting her, that's the reason why. I think she thought it was a false start.
I should also say about Summer Giddings, she is in T35 as coordination impairment. She also has vision impairment. There is also slight intellectual T20, but she is a T35. She is in this, and that's it. It's obviously considered to have been the greatest impairment, so she's there. So Gao has taken it, and I'm afraid we're not able to tell you right now who's in second place. Let's try and tell you visually. Suwaid near side, Pal far side. Gao is going to be the winner, no doubt about that. Who's got the dip? Hard to tell. It looked like Preeti Pal. That angle was not quite on the line. Gao Qian can celebrate. It came up as 14.10. But outside of that, who knows? It's a pity for Summer Giddings that her final got marred that way. And they're still looking at the various big screens in the stadium and we at the small ones. And we can't tell you anything more. We'll tell you that Suwaid and Pal will be on the podium. And Preeti Pal came back very well. I mean, it was a tremendous fight to the line. A lot of her supporters are around us in the stadium too. This is probably, I would say, the biggest crowd of the week, maybe 2,000 to 3,000, which is nice. Well, that was the pivotal moment, and now the centrifugal motion.
Well, while all of that drama still unfolds on the track, we have had a world record equaled on the long jump runway. Evgeny Torsunov has gone out, equaled his own world record at 6 meters, 0.05, and he now sits in the lead. Almeida on the runway, just rehearsing mentally what he is about to do. Almeida was the silver medalist at the Paris Paralympics behind Torsunov. However, he's still looking for his first World Championship medal. Finished 7th in Paris in 2023, 4th in Kobe 2024. Now, long jump is an event where you have sprint mechanics, you have gymnastics, and you have physics all colliding. Almeida about to show us exactly how that is done. And he just floats through the air there, given the white flag, an excellent way to start off. Long jump is an event that has that cliff edge built into it, known as that there, the takeoff board. Too cautious and you lose distance, too bold and it's a foul. Almeida finding the perfect compromise there, 5 meters 70. Now he will slot into 3rd position just behind Deng of China, who launched himself to a personal best, 5 meters 73. Now I said this contest was going to be close. Historically, it always is for the men's T36 long jump final, and this one looks to be no different. Now we're still keeping an eye on that 100-meter final. We'll bring you that result as soon as possible. But finishing off the first round of this long jump is Al Harassi of Oman. Oh, and you can just see there that takeoff not quite happening for Al Harassi. Now he's having a little bit of a discussion there with his coach, and I just wonder if perhaps he found himself not in the position he was expecting to when it came to that takeoff board, or if maybe he actually just found himself on the board, just not on the right takeoff leg. But whatever it is, he'll have an opportunity with his coach to work that out. One of the nice things about the field event is you have an opportunity after each round to catch up with your coach, double check on how things are going, make any corrections, make any enhancements. We're back to the top of the order, and Glazerin, neutral para athlete going. Now, we know he's fast, and we know speed is super important when it comes to the long jump. However, it is a very specific skill in itself to convert that speed when it comes to takeoff. Glazerin given the white flag there. Now just watch here, athletes get literally a split second to convert their horizontal momentum into lift. And a good jumper will take all of that energy with them. There'll be no energy leaks in that system. Now we know Glazerin has lots of speed, however, he is new to this event. And it will be very exciting to watch how he builds not only into this final, but as a long jumper. Now this is a T36 category, which is a muscle coordination impairment category. Now I've already said that long jump is an event where sprint mechanics, gymnastics, and physics all come together in this wonderful mixture. And it may not seem a great choice for an athlete with perhaps some difficulties with coordination. However, just sit back and allow these athletes to bust that myth for you. Now again, that was not an attempt from Yang. He likes to have a little bit of a warm-up before he takes off. The cone is still out on the runway, which means that the pit is not available to jump. And you can just see on the left there, there is a clock, and the clock is still sitting at 1 minute. Now after that clock starts, that is the timer to let the athletes know they have to start their jump before that clock winds down. But at the moment, the officials are just preparing the pit.
So we head back to the track, men's 100 meters T63. Single above the knee amputation. This has a very good field in it as well. Ezra Freck, the Paralympic champion, only went through as a best place qualifier, 4th in the heat. The world champion, Leon Schaefer, he crashed out in the heat, and we saw him actually a little while ago, and he's doing okay, thankfully. Kondo Hajime, who was 8th in the long jump here at these World Paralympics Championships, 25 years of age. He will go in lane number 2. Paralympic Kamta of Thailand, first World Championships for him, 17 years of age. If he's anything like the wheelchair athletes for Thailand, he will be quite special. Parten, gold in the Asian Para Games in 2022. He's just 23 years of age, a long, long career ahead of the Indonesian in lane 4. Yoldiong, he won gold here at these championships in the long jump. He took bronze in Kobe last year, and he won the World Championship in Paris in 2023. He's also 23 years of age and goes in lane number 5. Desmond Jackson, 2-time Paralympian from Durham in North Carolina, will go in lane number 6. Pusaletsi Maboti, championship record in his heat, the 20-year-old. He took silver in Kobe last year. He was 5th in the Paris Paralympic Games, 4th in the long jump here at these championships. Daniel Wagner, loads of experience, silver last year in the Paris, bronze in the long jump here. 2-time silver European championship man, goes in lane number 8. And Ezra Freck, a disappointing games for him. He's just gone through this as a qualifier after missing out automatically. He's the Paralympic champion, and he'll go from out in lane number 9. Silver in the high jump here, 5th in the long jump. Can he get something in the 100 metres T63 final? So still no time up from the women's 100 metres T35 final yet either, so as soon as we get that, we will let you know. But this, the men's 100 metres T63 final. Always an absolute cracker, this one. The Botti with that championship record in the heats. Oh, Yol De Jong has gone early. So De Jong, the world champion from 2023, he's won gold in the long jump here. He was bronze last year in Kobe. I think he knows he has gone way, way early. There's only one decision to be made there, and I think we all know what it's going to be. He's already started the walk, he hasn't even bothered waiting. Red card given to Yol De Jong. So there were 8, now there are 7. Lane 5 will be unoccupied. So let's run through the field again. In lane 2, Kondo of Japan, Kamta of Thailand in 3, Parten of Indonesia in 4. De Jong is gone in 5, Jackson in 6, Mbote in 7, Wagner in 8, and Freck in 9. Second time's a charm, they get away, and very quick as Parten of Indonesia. He is absolutely flying out there, the Indonesian. Here comes Wagner, here comes Mbote. Can they get there on the line? Mbote's going to do it. It's Parten in second, and I think Wagner might have got it out wide in third. 12:05 is the time. He's beaten his own championship record. If it is ratified, it will come in. He has. It's gone down to 12:03. Mbote over the last 30 metres absolutely flew. Parten looked like he had it. Mbote had him though. And the South African, he takes the victory in a new championship record. He only broke it this morning. Season best for Parten in second with a silver, 12:26.
Mbote came from absolutely nowhere to take that. And okay, the thing that you have to understand about athletes running with an artificial leg, you cannot adjust your body geometry, your leg geometry on the fly like you can with two biological legs. So these legs are optimized for top end speed. That is why it can sometimes look and feel a little bit awkward for these athletes trying to accelerate in those first 10 to 20 meters. You can't have it both ways. There's always going to have to be a compromise, but my goodness, did Mbote get that compromise right. He is built for top end speed. He absolutely flew down there in those last 30 meters.
Mbote picks up South Africa's first gold of these championships on the very last evening in the final session. What a championship record that man there, Parton. He thought he had it, season best, 12:26 takes the silver. And it is Daniel Wagner of Denmark with a season best time for him as well, 12:28. He takes the bronze medal to add to his bronze in the long jump here at these championships already. Parton looked like he had it. He was 50 meters out. He had it. He was in the lead, but Mbote.
So if you just look at the way there that Parton starts, this is what I mean about not being able to adjust artificial legs on the fly. You can do it with biological legs, and that's why Parton is such a good starter. It takes Mbote a little bit of time to get going because you cannot set up a running leg like that, both for acceleration and for top end speed. But clearly Mbote has made his choice. He has set his up for top end speed.
Well, Cheryl James and Colin Malalea have picked up medals here at these championships in South Africa. They now have a gold, courtesy of Mbote, a championship record, 12:03. Parton of Indonesia, season best time for him in second, and Daniel Wagner also a season best, picking up the bronze. The man who won gold in 2023 and took the gold in the long jump here, Yol DeLong, disqualified after a false start when they tried to go on the opening occasion. Asian record, by the way, for the Thailand athlete in there, Kamta.
So a quick update. In the men's T36 long jump final, I can let you know that William Steadman of New Zealand has now joined the party. He had a foul in his first attempt, but has launched himself up to second position with 5 meters 80. Now jumping there was Mokhtar Dadain, at the moment sitting in 7th position at 5 meters 35. Now we still have 2 athletes still on a foul. That's Turganov and Al-Harasi. They still have an opportunity in this round to go. Very, very important because, as we know, only 8 athletes are going to get their remaining 3 jumps after the 3rd round. So this is one of those athletes sitting on a foul, is that Turganov of Uzbekistan. He is the world champion from Paris 23. He jumped his personal best at those World Championships, equaling the championship record at the time. This is an athlete who knows how to produce in these high pressure moments. Can he do it here? Oh, and he was building some fantastic speed and rhythm down that runway, but once again, it's registered as a foul, and this is that cliff edge that is long jump. And the skill that is using this takeoff board. Again, if you're too cautious, then you're going to be losing distance, but if you're too aggressive, you'll find yourself in the position that Turganov is right now. 2 fouls, 1 more attempt left to haul himself up into the top 8. And take those final 3 jumps. Deng of China was sitting in 2nd position. William Steadman, with his 2nd round attempt, has knocked him down into 3rd. What does Deng have as a response? And that was very, very tight on the board. He either used every single centimeter on that board or it's a foul. Oh, good news, good news. It's been given the white flag there. Deng showcasing some fantastic rhythm on the runway there. Now, speed is super important, but all that matters is your velocity at takeoff. It doesn't actually matter how fast it takes you to get down that long jump runway. Some athletes choose to skip into it. That was 5 meters 43. It will not be an improvement on the personal best he set in round 1. Deng will remain in 3rd position for now. As we know, everything can change in this event. Almeida of Brazil, who currently finds himself in 4th position, just 3 centimeters off of that bronze. He was silver at the Paris Paralympics, but has never taken a World Championship medal in this event. Very close in Kobe, coming 4th. Now he's gotten the red flag, however, he is a beautiful jumper, and what he does in the air is a perfect example of how to cheat gravity for as long as you possibly can. Now those are the cameras that we have looking at that takeoff board, no room for hiding. The thing is, when you take off from that board, you want to control your limbs. You don't want to be flying through the air like a sack of potatoes, because by using your limbs and controlling those forward rotational forces, you're easily squeezing out an extra 20 to 30 centimeters from that jump.
Werewolves are out tonight. Just a quick one on the men's shot put F34. Iran's Marin Nikamaj has set a new world record in that with his final attempt, 12:27, overtaking the mark set by Hindi for the world record back in Tokyo in 2020.
The final of the women's 200 meters T37 coordination impairment, and a whole series of great champions in this, and well, including this week, Wen Zhaoyan has won the 100 meters with the long jump, Natalia Kobzar the 400 meters. We'll start off with the 20-year-old debutante for Australia, and now World Championship medalist in the Universal Relay from Adelaide, Hill District AC, Akisha Snowden. In lane 8 for China, the Paralympic champion over 1 and 2. Going for a 3rd goal here, Wen Zhaoyan. In lane 7 for Ukraine. 400 meters world champion again, European champion over that distance also, Natalia Kobzar. In lane 6, as a neutral athlete, silver in the 4 and bronze in the 1 here, Victoria Slanova. Bronze in the 4 as well in the Paralympics last year. In lane 5 for South Africa, her 6th World Championships, and claimed bronze in the 400 meters last year in Kobe. It's Liesl Kaus. Next up for the United States, she's come through Arizona State University, Seattle Speed Track as well, silver in the 1 here, silver in the 1 and the 2 last year in the Worlds, and silver in the 1 in the Paralympics for Taylor Swanson. In lane 3 for Venezuela, a global debut for a woman who's a Pan Am bronze medalist from 2019, Yazkali Medina. And a great champion from London 2012 in the 200 meters, also won silver in the one there. Her last World Championship medal coming in 2015. The former African champion, Johanna Benson. So T37 is normally the second strongest of the standing coordination impairments. Wen Zhaoyan with the world record in taking this title in Kobe a year ago. 5 world titles to her name, 1 in Paris, 2 in Kobe, and the universal relay attached. And now looking to make it 3 here, having won the 1 and the long jump. It's Benson in 2, Medina in 3, Swanson 4, Cowes 5, Sonova 6, Kobzar 7, Wen 8, Snowden 9. The final of the women's 200 meters, T37. They're away first time. Went away strongly, overtaking Snowden straight away. Kobzar, the 400 champ, trying to keep track, but Wen has started wonderfully here, and moving up is Taylor Swanson for the United States as well. In lane 4, they straighten up, and it's Wen in the lead here for China. Swanson trying to respond, and Kobzar likewise, but it is the defending champion looking for a 3rd gold, and she's going to get it. Wen Zhaoyan does it. 26.72. Kobzar the silver, and Taylor Swanson gets the bronze. Great win for Wen. It's always now for her, and she takes another big global crown. She wins by 3/4 of a second. Kobzar second, lifetime best equaled for her, and Swanson in 3rd place. Gave that a really good go. 28.22 for the woman who now gloriously, fabulously has 6 global championship medals to her name for the United States. But Wen does it again, and that is her 3rd gold, just like last year in Kobe. One of those was in the relay, and she is now, well, magnificently, deliriously, an 11-time world champion.
So a quick explanation on curve running, just to understand how good this performance was. So for T37 athletes, essentially one side of their body produces more force than the other side. Now, when you're running on a curve, that creates a biomechanical asymmetry between your inside and your outside leg, with your outside leg experiencing higher impact forces compared to when you're running in a straight line. So when you layer that asymmetry on top of the asymmetry that T37s have, you get an idea of the kind of training required to make sure that you can run quickly around that curve. Taylor.
Well, magnificent that was from Wen, who picked up 4 gold medals at the Paralympic Games last year, and now takes 3 at the Worlds in New Delhi. Magnificent success for her, and she raced past Kobzar very, very strongly. Kobzar, the 400 meters champion, and still the European champion in that, and Swanson picks up the bronze. Silver in the 1 and 2 at last year's Worlds, and again at this year's Worlds. Wen Zhaoyan takes the gold, Kobzar the silver for Ukraine, and Swanson the bronze for the United States, as Slanova finishes 4th, and Snowden recovered well, by the way, the youngster for Australia, and she finishes in 5th position. I can tell you, by the way, that women's discus F55 disqualification, it was about wearing the wrong clothing, and apparently, from what we can see from the rules, she'd been told about that by the referee. Continued on, so Rosa Guerrero was disqualified, and Diana Kremina is the world champion again, a 7-time world champion off the back of that. Still can't tell you about the silver and bronze, though, in the women's 100 meters T35.
On our screens now is the world record holder in the men's T36 long jump. Evgeny Torsunov, neutral para athlete, and he's already equaled his own world record today in the first round. Followed up with a 5m64, and we are joining him for his 3rd attempt. And that was a good one. You can see for yourselves where that 6-meter line sits. And the thing that really sets Torsenov apart in this field is the way that he takes off, the way that he connects. Watch right here. Now at this moment, you want it to feel like you were launching yourself off a springboard. You are loading your leg with all that energy from your run, and in an ideal world, it acts like a spring and returns all of it back. That's why the athletes and long jumpers do all of that plyometric training. 5 meters 95, he's close, he's still hovering around that 605. To see that kind of consistency means we could still be in store for some big jumps in the latter half of his competition.
Glorious evening here, certainly. So, yeah, so lots of issues happening there. I actually might have interrupted a sentence there a few moments ago. I was just getting that result in my ear, so apologies for that. We still don't know about the T35, by the way, but another big final on the way.
Indeed there is. This the women's 200 metres T47. Ana Grimaldi, the Paralympic champion. Cara Rodriguez, the 3-time 100 metres world champion. She's won numerous gold medals as Cara Rodriguez. But it's Kerrigan Johnson in lane number 9, 17 years of age. This is a young race, by the way. She was 8th in the 400 metres at these championships. She'll go in lane 9. Inside her, it's Brazil and Maria da Silva, 21 years of age. She's won gold here in the 400, silver in the 100. She now goes in the 200 metres final. And at 22 years of age, inside her, from Ecuador, she's never won a 200 metres medal, would you believe it? She's won gold here in the 100 and the long jump. She's going for the treble. Cara Rodriguez in lane 7. Now here's the lady who's got a future in front of her. At 16 years of age, a lifetime best in a heat qualifying. She's taken bronze in the 100 here. She was 6th in the long jump. She's Marie Nguyen of France in lane 6. And a 28-year-old experienced New Zealander. She's the Paralympic champion. She was 4th here in the 100 metres, missing out in the medal. She's a 2-time Paralympic Games champion in the long jump. Ana Grimaldi in lane 5. Eula Ross, 19 years of age, lifetime best in her heat as well. A bronze medal here already in the 400 metres. She was 7th in the 100. She now goes in the final of the 200 for Germany in lane 4. The lady from Bloomington, Indiana, at 17 years of age. She was 8th in the 100 metres here. Violet Hall of the United States of America in lane number 3. And in lane number 2 on the inside, the bronze medalist at the Pan American Games in 2023 in Santiago in Chile. It is Sheriana Haas of Canada, 19 years of age. No Brittany Mason, the 2023 world champion and silver medalist from last year in Paris. She missed out, didn't qualify from her semi-final. So this is a strong field indeed, and looks like the future. So Haas in 2, Hall in 3, Ross in 4, Grimaldi in 5, Nguyen in 6, Rodriguez in 7, De Silva in 8, and Johnson in lane 9 on the outside. Final of the women's 200 metres T47. So away they go. This is an arm impairment category, and getting away fastest there was Rodriguez. She is way up already on the inside of De Silva, and it is Rodriguez who's they straighten up into the last 100 metres who has the lead. On her outside, De Silva's trying to do her best to get there. Grimaldi, the Paralympic champion, but it's going to be a treble of wins for Cara Rodriguez ahead of De Silva and Grimaldi. 24:36 is the time. She is inside her own world record mark. If it is ratified, it is 24:34 it is given for Cara Rodriguez. Absolutely incredible. A 3rd gold medal of these championships. De Silva with a lifetime best 2nd. Grimaldi takes a season best 24:82. The Paralympic champion picks up a bronze here. But Chiara Rodriguez, absolutely special athlete at 22 years of age. She's a T46 going in the T47. Wonderful running around the bend, and she finished strongly as well.
Yeah, for me, it really was the bend that set Rodriguez apart there. And bend sprinting is so important in this 200. And all athletes will use a modified arm action when they're running the curve. You tend to see that right arm coming across the midline of the body because they're trying to generate rotational momentum to get them around that curve. Now, obviously, it's going to be a challenge for athletes with an arm impairment, but nothing changes in terms of the physics. That work still has to be done. They just do it in a different way, often using their core muscles.
Well, Chiara Rodriguez set that world record 2 days ago in the heats. She's broken it again. She'd never won a 200-meter event until this. She has 3 World Championship golds in the 100, 4 long jump World Championship golds, a Paralympic gold in the 100, and 2 Paralympic Games golds in the long jump. She's now a world champion in the 200 to add to the 100 and the long jump medals she's won here. A treble for Chiara Rodriguez of Ecuador. Stunning stuff. Rodriguez with a world record, the silver lifetime best, 24.77 with a silver medal, and Grimaldi, she's still the Paralympic champion. She's a bronze medalist though with a season best time of 24.82 in the women's 200 meters T47 at the World Championships. Ngusa Ngui just missing out, the 16-year-old, on a medal.
Another shot there. Well, speaking of the arm running action, and again, arms so important when it comes to sprinting. I know I talk about them a lot, but it's because we think about legs mostly when it comes to sprinting, but it is your arms that are used to control those rotational forces from your legs.
Would you believe it? We've still got plenty to come. Absolutely thrilling stuff. So Rodriguez, De Silva and Grimaldi are your gold, silver and bronze. Settle in. We've got plenty more in store for you at the moment. Let us not forget the fight at the top of the medal table as well. Brazil lead the way at the moment with 15 golds, 20 silvers and 8 bronze medals for a total of 43. They're in second when you look at it overall as far as how many medals. China have 47, they've got 11 golds, 20 silvers and 16 bronze. Australia have had a really good championships, a young squad that's come across, and they have learnt so much about themselves as they head towards the future, anywhere from 14-year-olds upwards. We had a 14-year-old picking up a bronze medal in the universal relay. India as well have had some medals this evening. Simran started it off. Preeti Pal as well in there. They've had some wonderful field events as well. Oh, I love that. Something Will Downing would really suit, I think.
Not me?
No. I don't think it would suit you.
It's feeling a little bit left out there, Chelsea.
Like one of the, no, I was being nice. I don't think it'd be good if I said it suited you. It looks like one of those St. Patrick's Day beards you get in Ireland, and they just plonk it on you. Moving on.
So on we go, another final, men's 200 meters T44. World champion of the 100 meters, Naif Al-Masrahi goes in this. The world silver medalist, Karim Ramadan, and the former World and Asian Games champion, Nur Al-Sana. T44, single below knee category, but without a prosthetic. Karim Ramadan goes in 9 for Egypt. The World Championship silver medalist in 2019 over 400 meters. In 8th for Ukraine, championship debutant, 20 years old. 4th in the 100 meters final, Pavlo Kaplan. In lane 7 for Italy. Gold in the long jump here and bronze in the one. It's Marco Gichetti, former gymnast from Rome. In lane 6 of Saudi Arabia, the champion debutant, who's the 100 meters world champion here this week, Naif Al-Mizrahi. In lane 5, championship debutant, 18 years old from Serbia, 6th in the 100 meters, Dusan Knežević. In 4, he's 20. Another championship debut for him. Went out in the heats of the 100, Andrei Kondratyuk. We've already had a Sandeep win silver in the javelin. This is another one. It's his championship debut. And this is Sandeep for India. He's in 3. And in lane 2 for Saudi Arabia, waiting for all the power to come through to him, the former Asian and world 400 meters champion, Noor Alsana. So they're back in their own category again. They had been running against the 64s for a long time, in with the 64s and the 62s in finals. But now they're back in a class of their own. Only 4 of them have won major championship medals before. 5 of these are championship debutants. It's Alsana in 2, Sandeep 3, Kondratyuk 4, Knežević 5, Al-Mizrahi 6, Gichetti 7, Kaplan 8, and Ramadan in lane 9. The final of the men's 200 meters, T44. They're away first time. Solid start away, particularly by Kaplan of Ukraine, the 20-year-old who's already had a high finish in the 100 meters. Gichetti trying to play catch up here, and Al-Mizrahi lining up. It's Kaplan, Gichetti, and Al-Mizrahi. Al-Mizrahi is moving out in front. He's gone! He's gone! Gichetti and Kaplan it is! Gichetti's going to win it! Kaplan in 2nd place! Sandeep up in 3rd! And the gold slid away from Al-Mizrahi just as he was going out into the lead. He stumbled, he tumbled, and his chances ended right there. And Gichetti is the double world champion. European record, 23 seconds dead. He stayed on his feet, he kept his head, and having claimed gold in the long jump, Gichetti's done it. Kaplan gets the silver for Ukraine, and it is Sandeep on his championship debut who takes the bronze medal. So that's 2 Sandeeps who've done it now. Astonishingly brilliant. He's only 24, and he only turned 24 on Tuesday. But Marco Gichetti, who came here without a global medal previously, to his 4th World Championships, just look what went wrong for Al-Mizrahi here, painfully.
Oh, and that's so devastating to watch for Al-Mizrahi, because you could just see he had the edge in terms of the acceleration down that home straight. And part of the reason why sprinters are so fast is just genetically they have more fast twitch muscle fibers. They're able to fire more of those fibers at one time than the average person can. And this is always one of the dangers when you are asking your body to go to its limits, and he knows the instant that it goes, and the problem is he has so much momentum, it just takes him forward. So let's just take a moment and just feel that disappointment that he must feel as well. However, that is definitely not to take away from the winner, Gichetti, to be able to keep your focus. And let's be clear, he was motoring himself down that runway. T44 is a lower leg impairment below the knee. And again, the athletes, oh, that's lovely. Again, it is Al-Masri's competitors who will understand more than anybody what that feels like and be able to empathize with him in that moment. But just back to Gichetti for a second. part of the reason why that speed maintenance he has down that home stretch is so impressive is because with the T44 a leg impairment, again, you have that asymmetry. Your body is constantly having to adjust, and so to be able to run that smoothly and that efficiently, my goodness, he has excellent biomechanics.
An amazing finish, and well, he pulled up and the pain twinged and he couldn't go on any longer, and just another 50 meters and he might have made it. And from there, the race was solidly between the men from Italy, Cecchetti, and Ukraine, Kaplan. And Cecchetti had enough to be the world champion on the track. Bronze in the 1 and now gold in the 2 to go alongside the long jump and the week of his life. So awful for Naif Al Mizrahi as he was aiming for the 100-200 double, but he missed out and he was ultimately denied, and his race ends right there. Painfully, painfully so. Cecchetti takes the gold and a European record of 23 seconds then. Kaplan, the silver for Ukraine, 23.12, and another lifetime best, another medal for India. Sandeep gets the bronze, 23.60. Knezovic 4, Ramadan 5, and Kondratyuk in 6. Absolutely amazing finish to that. Who saw that coming? Well, he didn't.
So we continue. Women's 200 metres T44. This is the final start list. There are 3 going this. What's due to be 4? So there will only be a medal for gold and silver in this, with only 3 athletes taking part. Victoria Levitt, who's won the gold here in the 100 metres. First major championship. She's from Mansfield in England. She'll head out in lane number 8. All the medalists from the 100 are in this. Annie Carey, a silver in the 100 here. She was 4th in the long jump. Born in China, adopted and raised in Boise, Idaho. Running for the United States of America in lane 7. And Beeb Jackson, bronze in the 100 metres here. Competed in the Commonwealth Youth Games a couple of years ago in Trinidad and Tobago, winning discus silver. She'll go in lane number 6. So just in case you missed that, there were originally due to be 4 in this race. 1 withdrew, so only gold and silver will be awarded. So we're set to go women's 200 metres to T44. This is a new event on the program. And they jump with no problems at all. Getting away really strongly on the outside was the lady who's won gold here in the 100 metres already. Beeb Jackson is doing very well on the inside. Very, very well spaced at the moment. They haven't really done any difference at all. Here comes Carey though. She's all of a sudden made a run for it. She's gone past the gold medalist in the 100, Levitt. And here comes Annie Carey of the USA. Down the mid-side. She's going to take the win. Annie Carey's going to hold off Levitt on the outside. She does that. Carey takes the win. 27:32 is the time. And that is quick. New America's record, 27:31 is the time it's been rounded up to. 27:46, the lifetime best for Levitt, and 28:19 for Beeb Jackson in 3rd place there. But Carey, until they got to about the 100-metre mark, they were very evenly spaced. They hadn't made much of a difference at all, and Carey just blasted home the last 100, and she's emotional about it, Steph.
Yeah, one of the things I really liked about those closing 30 meters from Carey is that she kept her arm action going. Now, when you're at this point in a 200, your legs are feeling tough. They're filling with lactic. They possibly feel like they don't even belong to you at this point. But if you can just pick up your arm speed and keep your arms going, often that is enough to keep that momentum going. And Carey, as she came down, she just looked so smooth. She could see Levitt possibly beside her coming up, and yet those shoulders stayed down. And just a note on the fact that there's only 3 athletes in this final. Yes, of course they would have wanted to have a full final, but this separation of classes does change things. It means now that there's going to be more opportunities for the women in the T44 class, and hopefully between now and LA, we're going to see more countries investing in these athletes, more coaching happening, and just a lot more opportunity. And we're going to see it grow and develop.
Absolutely. Annie Carey, a new America's record there. 27.31. She bombed it down that last 100 meters, going past Levitt after they were evenly staggered around the 100. So it's Carey who picks up the gold medal with a new America's record. Lifetime best for Levitt. She takes the silver. Jackson finishes in 3rd place. Just the gold and silver awarded in this race.
Well, I did warn you that if history repeats itself, we are going to have a very, very tight battle for the medals here, and that is what we are seeing. Just 4 centimeters at the moment between 2nd and 3rd, just 3 centimeters between 3rd and 4th. However, this man, Evgeny Torsunov, is well and clear in the lead, courtesy of his equal world record jump, 6.05 meters, coming in the first round.
So the crowd enjoying themselves. It's a wonderful crowd in this evening. Wonderful crowd. I think Will Downing's got some news for us.
Yes, we do. Just the race we were wondering about the result of, which has not come up. That was the women's 100 meters T35. It is going to be rerun in full. Guo Jianquan had finished first, originally 14:10, and there was a photo finish between Pal and Suwai. Do you remember Summer getting stopped as she thought she might have heard a noise or a gun? The rest carried on. The clock hadn't played ball either. We'll see it again.
This our world record holder taking off there, and you can see why he is the world record holder. Absolutely perfect in the air. Now just watch right now as he puts that foot down. And he just has the perfect combination of lift and still keeps that horizontal distance. I had a few questions earlier in the week about why the optimal takeoff angle for long jumpers. I'll get back to that because this is far more interesting. 6:14, he's done it. He's set a new world record, eclipsing his own world record. Okay, now just to put what 6:14 is like in real life. Well, assuming that you've seen a giraffe in real life, most giraffes are around about 6 meters. So just lay that giraffe down. That is the distance Torsunov has just jumped.
Massive field on the way, and it is the men's 1500 meters T38 final, and it features the reigning world and Paralympic champion Aman Ala Tissawi of Tunisia, also a Paralympic gold medalist who is now running under a different name. He was Nate Reich, now we will know him as Nate Tucker. Renaud Clark as well, European bronze. And Lagergren finished 4th behind him in the last Euros. So let's start off on the inside with the reigning world and Paralympic champion Aman Ala Tissawi of Tunisia, the 20-year-old. On his outside, European bronze in 2018 over 1500 meters for Germany, still only 24, Felix Kreuzemann. Outside him for Australia, bronze in the 1500 meters in the Worlds 2 years ago in Paris, 4th at the Paralympic Games then last year for Angus Hinksman, and he's still only 20. Outside him, the former Paralympic champion, the twice world champion, Nate Tucker, silver in the 1500 meters last year at the Paralympic Games. Outside him is the Pan Am champion, originally from Folsom, California, Leo Merla. Outside him, 10th in the 1500 meters final of the Worlds in Paris 2 years ago for Denmark, Mads Eskar. Outside him, the World and Paralympic Games silver medalist It's Liam Stanley of Victoria in British Columbia. Pan Am silvers too. Outside him for Australia, 20 years old, championship debut. Came through the heats of the 4, it's Ben Eppelston. Outside him for Norway, 19 years old, his 3rd World Championships. 8th last year in Kobe for Skjal Krongsrud. Outside him for Australia from Ferret Track Club, silver in the Worlds 2 years ago in Paris, and bronze at the Paralympic Games for Rhys Langdon. Outside him, the bronze medalist in the 400 this week with a new European record, the Greek club champion, 21 years old, championship debutant, Alexandra Skortis. Outside him for Denmark, 4th in the most recent European Championships in Bydgoszcz 4 years ago. 5th in last year's Worlds in this, Anders Lagergren. And outside him, European bronze in Bydgoszcz 4 years ago for Reino Clark, and he was 7th in the Paralympic final. It's a massive field, 13 men going in this, T38, coordination impairment, normally the strongest of the lot. Well, they're away, a little bit of standing coming from Anders Lagergren, but away they go, so a real massive humanity coming here. And Tissawi certainly will be one well worth watching, the world and Paralympic champion from the last 2 global events. But Australia are taking it up. Well, they've got opportunities here. They've got 3 in it. They've got Langdon, they've got Eppelston, and they've got Hinksman coming through also. They're all really young. They've a tremendously young team, but it's Langdon who's leading the way for them at the moment. A man who has claimed championship medals over the last couple of years, and he's looking tidy and he's looking comfortable at the moment. And Hinksman just behind him. Skortis having claimed the 400 title. Stanley is there and Merle is there, and of course Nate Tucker is there with 3 laps to go.
I think one of the challenges of doing these sorts of races at a Para-Athletics World Champs is just the reality of being in para-athletics is that you don't get that many opportunities to see what your fellow competitors are doing, how they structure their race plan. I mean, of course, you can go back historically and look at what they've done, but as an athlete, I think it's really tough when these events, they tend to be quite strategic when it comes to the final. And so you have to come in this having sat down with your coach, and yes, you have a race plan, but that race plan then has to have all these different branches to account for all the sorts of things that could possibly happen. They also haven't had a heat, which means that, again, none of the athletes quite know the other cards, the cards that the other athletes are playing with.
Yeah, it's Australia 1 and 2 at the moment, and they are looking all reasonably comfortable. It's a simple trot around. It'll be 2 laps to go when they next emerge, and it's Hinksman from Southern Athletics Club, trained by Philo Saunders, who picked up that World Para bronze in Paris a couple of years ago. He's taking it up and looking comfortable at the moment with it, and Langdon is with them as well. It's still very much the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as it has been for the last 800 meters or so. Just less than 2 laps to go. Worth keeping an eye on Nate Tucker, who is 5th right now, and Leo Merle as well. It's Aussie 1 and 2 at the front.
I always wonder what that must be like doing one of these races, knowing that you have teammates I mean, they're obviously your competitors as well, but there's no specific rule that says that you cannot work together as a teammate, and it's just a decision they have to make about, okay, is one person going to go out, or are we going to trade off leads? At the moment, I think everybody in that field is quite happy to let Hinksman go out and do all of that work. I'm not sure how entirely happy he is there at the front. He was looking around a little bit, but he's about to find out what the other athletes have coming up behind him.
The bell is coming next. The 2 Australians have led all the way, but now the move is coming from Skortis. Bronze in the 4, and further from Tissawi. The reigning world and Paralympic champion takes the bell. and he's ready to pounce. And don't forget on the outside also, Nate Tucker, who took the Paralympic title 4 years ago. So he is ready to stake his claim for a third 1500 meters world title, and he's taken the Pan Am crown too. Still surviving at the front, it is Hinksman. Tesauri coming in the outside, Scortis is there, and now up comes Nate Tucker on the outside for Canada, and Tucker hits the front for Canada with half a lap to go, and he's got pace to burn. Tesauri, the world champion, goes with it. The reigning Paralympic champion, the man who succeeded him, but the two Australians are fighting back, Hinksman and Langdon, and they're not done yet. It's Langdon on the outside, it's Hinksman stuck on the inside, it's Nate Tucker in the front, Hinksman trying to find a way through, it's Tucker and Hinksman and Tesauri. He's staying on Nate Tucker. Tucker's going to take the gold again. It'll be another world title for him. Tesauri in second place, and that is a brave bronze, his second one for Angus Hinksman. Magnificent for Nate Tucker, a championship record. He's broken his old mark from a few years ago. 3:57.98 the winning time, and Tucker, gold and silver in the Paralympic Games in this, claims his third world championship crown over 1500 meters. Tesauri in the T37s breaks his own world record, but it's silver for him, and Hinksman picks up the bronze as he did in Paris, the South Australia clubman. He did that 2 years ago. He was fourth in the Paralympics. He's on the podium here. And Langdon, who won silver in the Worlds 2 years back and bronze in the Paris, only just misses out. And it's a European record for Scortis in fifth place in a really brilliant 1500 meters. He just has that racing brain, doesn't he, Nate Tucker? He's done it again, and he now picks up an absolutely immense fourth global 1500 meters title, and in the fastest championship time of all time.
Well, you get a sense there of why Nate Tucker is so good. It's his experience. He had the ability just to sit patiently. He had the confidence to sit patiently and just wait and bide his time. He's just sitting there right now about fifth from the back. And I should also say, do you know what? Hinksman did a fantastic job in terms of he went to the front, he stuck with his race plan, but this is where Nate Tucker made his move, and unfortunately he just got a little bit boxed in there, Hinksman. I think he did have more left. I think perhaps if he used a slightly different race plan, perhaps Hinksman really could have come away and challenged for that gold medal, but that just shows you the difference between having that experience, building it, knowing when to attack. And Nate Tucker just had that advantage, taking Hinksman by surprise as he sped through.
He knocked it out of the park. Leo Merle had a lifetime best as well, back in sixth spot, but Nate Tucker, he's done it again. The name may change, the result remains the same. Tucker takes the gold, Ahmed Ali Tesauri the silver, and the bronze for Angus Hinksman. It was, in the end, an Australia 3-4. It was a scintillating race. Tucker takes it, championship record, gold to Canada. Tesauri silver with that world record. Hinksman the bronze for Australia, 3:58.19. A couple of Danes and Ben Eppelston to tell you about as well. 6:45 here, 7:20 is when that rerun will be for that women's T35 final. Now we have a new event for you. It is the men's javelin F41 final. These are athletes of short stature. There are 10 going in this. And we'll start off with Gurkan Onkuglu. Navdeep goes for India a little bit later in this. We're right at the start of the competition. That's heading out towards 40 meters. As he gets his competition underway. Simone Kruger, by the way, had a great fight back, and towards the end she has struck gold again in the women's discus F38 final. When we've time, we'll give you the full result later. But Onkuglu, well, there is a cut coming here after 3 throws. Lifetime best, 35.81.
Just quickly, the men's shot put F63 is going on as well. Alan Davis is going for 7 consecutive World Championship titles. He's currently in second position is the British athlete. Fazil Saror has thrown an area record in first place for Kuwait. So he leads Saror after the 4th attempt. Davis is in second, and Roberto of Brazil is currently in bronze medal position with an America's record.
This is the 3rd round attempt for Eva Castro for Cuba. No throw in the 2nd round. It was 38.08 in round 1. You're going to have to get past 40 to be in the medals in this. Currently leading Sadiq Baksaya of Iran, the former Asian champion, the World Championship and Paralympic silver medalist in this decade. 45.50 for him, Sun. Silver for China, currently 43.60, and 3rd is Navdeep of India. Castro going out 38.30, and that a solid one for him. Castro 38.30 will very much do for him for the moment. Next to throw for Uzbekistan, and he has a chance here, Uzamidinov. He's 24 years old, and that's going to be just too shy again of where he wants it to be. He's 24 years old. Gets the white flag. He finished 5th in the World Championships last year in Kobe. Sun Pengzhang taking the title in that, and he leads this right now ahead of Batsaya, who is our current leader. Oh, lifetime best, and he loves it. Gave it a good old fling.
Back to the track though. Women's 400 metres T13, the least of the visual impairment categories. There are 6 due to go in this, but we are going to be missing one. The Paralympic champion is out. Rayan Suarez de Silva does not start. Well, there's a turn up. Gloria Miyaga, though, does start from Botswana, who was 5th in the 100 metres at these games. She'll be going from lane number 9. A lady with plenty of experience, Caroline Duarte of Portugal, bronze medalist in Paris last year. She took silver in Kobe at the past World Championships, also in Paris the year before as well. Sasaki Mana of Japan, who was 7th in Paris last year, will go in lane number 7. Lane number 6 will be vacant because the Paralympic champion, Rayan Suarez de Silva, does not start. So we skip on to lane number 5, and Maria Ulianenko, the neutral para-athlete, who just missed out on a medal in the 200 metres here, finishing in 4th position, will go there. And on the inside in lane 4, it is Costa Rica's Melissa Calvo. Only made it through the heats in 2020. At these championships, she's been in the 200 and the 100, didn't medal in them. She'll be hoping for something better in the 400. So that is a turn up for the books. Rayan Suarez de Silva does not start. So we have 5 set to go. Lane 6 will be vacant. Suarez de Silva, by the way, is the world record holder from Paris last year. So Miyaga in 9, Duarte in 8, Sasaki in 7, Ulianenko in 5, and Calvo in 4. Women's 400 metres T13 visual impairment category final. They jump and they all get away very, very well indeed. And Duarte has already got up on the inside of the lady in lane number 9 of Botswana, Gloria Miyaga. There is Duarte in the green of Portugal. just heading down that back straight and looking very strong. And 2 from the inside. Ulianenko looks really good as well. She's just holding her form around the 200-meter mark. You can't see her there in the screen at the moment. You're just about to see her now. Ulianenko is looking pretty good indeed. Sasaki Mana, who was 7th in the Paralympics last year of Japan, is just tightening up somewhat there. Duarte's looking all right as they come into the last 100. Ulianenko looks like she might be the favourite down the inside, but she's started to tighten as well. Duarte, she may be able to hold on after having taken the lead around the 150-metre mark. She is going to do that. She's taken silver at the past 2 World Championships. She takes gold at this one. Ulianenko with this silver, and it is Sasaki Mana of Japan who takes the bronze medal. 57.08 is the time for Caroline Duarte, who finally gets over the line and becomes a world champion. 3rd time lucky for the Portuguese. Season best for Ulianenko in 2nd place, and Sasaki, brilliant run from her. She holds on and takes the bronze medal for Japan. Gloria Miyaga in 4th position. The lifetime best for Calvo back in 5th. But it's that lady there, Caroline Duarte, at 35 years of age, she becomes a world para-athletics champion in the 400 meters T13 category.
For me, that was a showcase from Duarte in terms of how to run a 400 meters. You have to have a very sophisticated understanding of how the energy systems in your body work in order to do this well. And it really was the way that she ran that back straight. I mean, she was going fast. It looked like she was cruising, but by cruising, what I mean is she was going fast and using the smallest amount of energy she possibly could. And that's the reason why she was coming down that home straight. And even though you know she's exhausted at this point, everybody is exhausted in a 400 meters at that point, she still looked as though she was full of running.
Indeed, and she must be absolutely thrilled knowing she's finally done it. Silver in the past 2 World Championships. She takes the gold. Ulianenko with a silver season best, and Sasaki of Japan takes the bronze medal. The big shock, the Paralympic champion Brian Suarez de Silva did not start.
We're in the final stages of the men's T36 long jump competition. On the runway right now is William Stedman, who knows that he's going to have a medal. I'm just waiting for the jump from Litvenko to come up on my screen. Medals have already been decided. It will be Litvinenko, Stedman, and Torsunov taking those medals. Stedman had a brilliant 4th round jump. $5.83, which launched him into 2nd position. Can he overhaul the leader at this point? I mean, it would be a tall order to ask, but that is a fantastic jump there from Stedman. Oh, he had that crazy experience in Kobe with an amazing jump in the 6th round, it not being counted. He had launched himself from 6th place all the way to the silver medal position, only to have that jump denied. Later for it to be reinstated, came away with the silver medal there, and he will come away with another silver medal here. Alexander Litvinenko's jump has come up. It's not good enough to overhaul Stedman, but I did say it would be close. It's always close in this event. Litvinenko having a personal best of 5.81 for bronze. Stedman just beating him to silver with 5.83, just 2 centimeters between them. However, it was this man, Evgeny Torsunov, who absolutely stole the show with his opening jump, 6.05, equaling his own world record. He then went on in the 4th round to eclipse it, 6.14. And he's looking down that runway with interest. He knows he's got the gold medal, but he still wants more. Can he add to that fantastic world record? Oh, that was very aggressive on the board. Oh, I was nervous for him. I was so hoping he was gonna get that one. Oh, that long jump board. You could tell there he was going for it. He was trying to be as aggressive as he could, but it doesn't matter. He is our Not our new world champion. He has now defended the world championship. This is now his third title that he's won.
Just while he celebrates there, Alan Davis is on his way to a 7th consecutive world title. He currently leads. They are down to the bottom 2 in that one. Faisal Sarrour has to beat his mark of 16:44. Sarrour on 16:19. It is Alan Davis who's heading for a 7th consecutive men's shot put F63 title.
Tursunov had a late start to athletics. He was 24, proving that you can take a different pathway. You can still find a way to the top. He's been winning world championship medals for almost a decade now. Had his debut back in 2015, where he picked up the gold medal in the long jump. Did it again in 2019. He is the reigning Paralympic champion. He is the reigning world champion. He is the world record holder, which he reset again tonight. He's been honored with the title of Honored Master of the Sport. Very fitting for our new but old world record holder. William Steadman, what a run he has had in the long jump. He was 2nd in Paris in 2023, 2nd in Kobe in the long jump in 2024. And he is 2nd again here in New Delhi. He has taken global medals across so many events in the 400 meters, in the 800 meters, in the long jump. Such a fantastic, well-rounded athlete.
Great night, great crowd, brilliant atmosphere in New Delhi. We go to the final of the men's 400 meters, T62. More blade running, more great champions, more Paralympic golds there, including floors and the man in 8, Alan Oliveira. Well, this is the man who famously claimed the 200 meters title at London 2012, went on to a hat-trick of golds and the world champion of the following year in Lyon, but he's not won a world championship medal in 10 years. He was 4th in the 100 meters here. Alan Oliveira goes in 8 for Brazil. In lane 7 for the Netherlands, 5th in the 100 meters here, but he's won bronze in the 400s in the last 2 worlds and bronze in the 4 at the Paralympics in Paris. The European champion for the Netherlands, Olivier Hendricks. He just was pipped for gold in the 100 meters final a couple of nights ago. The former Paralympic 400 meters champion, the reigning world champion. 4 times in a row, Johannes Floors. In lane 5 for Greece, championship debut at the age of 24, 7th in the javelin for Konstantinos Turko-Koritis. And in lane 4, it's Teratula to a 15-year-old who finished 2nd in the Marrakesh Grand Prix, a championship debut to Oscar Kobin. No Hunter Woodall here, but the reigning world champion, the world record holder is. 8 world golds in the career of Johannes Floors. He is very much the man to beat. And in the 100 meters final, he only just was by Felix Streng. But this distance is his strength. Kobin in 4, Turko-Koritis in 5, Floors in 6, Hendricks 7, Oliveira 8. Final of the men's 400 meters, T62. Away the first time of asking, and a very solid start by Alan Oliveira. Floors as well, and Hendricks in 7. And these 3 lanes are well clear. Turco Kuritas fighting hard to stay up on his championship debut, but Floors in 6 and Hendricks in 7 are away, and they're well clear. And Alan Oliveira is tracking back, and he's pulled up, I think. I think he has pulled up. Anyway, it's between these 2, clearly. It's Floors and Hendricks, and they're well away, battling for the gold medal here. Johannes Floors with all of those world crowns. Hendricks trying to dethrone him. The European champion still from 5 years ago, but it's going to be Johannes Floors to take the 400 again. He's going to do it for a 5th straight World Championships. Floors takes it. Hendricks in 2nd place. It's 45.40 the winning time, and Turco Kuritas, way back, is going to take the bronze medal. Oliveira pulled up, something horrible happened. Oliveira's finishing now in 4th. It's a championship record for Floors in 45.39. Oscar Coben is coming through in 5th spot for Estonia, but Floors and Hendricks were very much in a class of their own. There was some calamity that befell Alan Oliveira. He stopped and he restarted on the back straight when the main race was being run and being won by Floors. Coben in the end, well, he's 15, he'll have future days, but to run in a big stadium in a World Championship final has to be a thrill for any teen, no matter what age they are, and a thrill for Floors as well.
And this is what it looks like for Floors coming down that home stretch after splitting 22:38 in the first 200 meters. I mean, that is a serious 400-meter time there, 45:39. But credit to Hendricks. He tried to go out hard. He was doing his best to live with Floors. He was with him right up until 300 meters. And then you can just see the way that Floors streaks away. And it is a unique experience to run on blades. And one of the most important things is you have to be able to have excellent rhythm. And Floors has that in spades. And I mean, combine that now with his incredible 100 meters, the way that he gets off the line. I mean, he is going to be, I'm not going to say untouchable. Obviously, Hunter Woodall's going to give him some good competition at some point. But let's just take a moment. I'm not even going to talk over this. Let's just admire that running technique right there.
Double below knee for Johannes Floors, and he has dominated the 400 meters for so many years. His first gold coming in London in 2017, then Dubai, then Paris, then Kobe, and now a 5th consecutive 400 meters crown and a 9th world gold coming for Johannes Floors in New Delhi. Hendricks the silver, that's brilliant for him. That's a 2nd World Championship silver to go with 2 bronzes, and on his debut, Turco Kuritas, well, he ran through. Oliveira tried to catch him on the line after his mishap. Floors wins it, championship record 45:39 for Germany. Hendricks the silver for the Netherlands, 47.13, and Konstantinos Turco Kuritas for Greece takes the bronze. Oliveira in 4th.
Just a quibble, a couple of field events, men's shot put F63. Alan Davis has won that for Great Britain. He's taken that, so it's a 7th consecutive world title for him. In 2nd place with the new Asian record, Faisal Saror, the Paralympic champion. He has got the silver. A new America's record for Ed Nilsson, Roberto in 3rd position there. And the men's shot put F35 final, which has just finished recently, the seeded event. Nijkamad has a world record in 1st place. Hindi season best in the silver for Jordan. And Maurizio Valencia has picked up the bronze medal in that, 11:50 for him.
And a reminder that the women's 100 meters T35 final is being rerun at 7:20 New Delhi time. That will be in 15 minutes from now.
Men's shot put F34. This is the seeded category. That is Diego Menezes. He's currently in 7th position. We'll just run you through how it's looking at the moment. That man, Nijkamad, is out in front there. World record 12:27 for the Iranian. The world record before that was held by Hindi of Jordan, who's in 2nd position now. It's a season best for him of 11:87 at present. And Maurizio Valencia, unless something happens with this throw here from Menezes, then Valencia is going to pick up the bronze medal. Valencia, the Paralympic champion. So this will be an 18th global medal for the man from Colombia. Took bronze here in the javelin, did Maurizio Valencia, so he's going to take bronze in the shot put unless something happens with this throw here. Diego Menezes won silver in the javelin already at this competition. He's got 5 global medals in javelin. That is his preferred event, but he's in the shot put here. This is his final attempt, 10.74 with his second, and that is not going to be much of an improvement, if any. So it is going to be Iran who take a gold medal. For Maran Nekamaj of Iran. It'll be their 8th gold medal of these games. They'll have 2 silver and 5 bronze as well. It'll be a 15th medal overall for Iran. So a world record is given. The 6th attempt of Menezes doesn't improve. So that's how it looks. A world record for Maran Nekamaj of Iran, 12.27. Ahmed Hindi, the former world record and championship record holder, well, he takes his silver medal with a season best. And Maurizio Valencia, who is the Paralympic champion, still has that title, but he's a bronze medalist in the World Championships. Men shot put F34, that is the final list. Durbanchuk in 4th place, by the way, a European record. So just a bit of news coming in as well. In the women's 200 metres T12, we have a disqualification. Second place, Barros de Silva, has been disqualified. So that means Simran will move up into the silver medal position and Shen will take the bronze. But let's head back to the track, shall we? Women's 400 metres T38. The coordination impairment category, the least of the coordination impairment. It is Zime Chen who will be going from the outside lane. She set a new Asian record in her heat, the 24-year-old from China. It's all happening at the moment, isn't it? Margarita Goncharova, 12 global medals in lane number 8. She was 7th here in the 200. She was the world champion back in 2015 in Doha. Bronze medalist from Paris last year, Lindy Arve, Paralympic champion in 2020. She won silver in Kobe last year in the World Championship. She goes from lane 7, season best in her heat. 3 Australians going in this one. Rhiannon Clark is the first one to be introduced, the 23-year-old. She was 7th in the 100 metres. She took silver in Paris 2 years ago in the Worlds. The world and Paralympic champion. She's the world record and championship record holder, Karen Palameke, in lane number 5. 10 world championship medals and 3 Paralympic medals. Layla Sharp of Australia in lane 4. First major championship for the 17-year-old, a season best in her heat. She's coached by Rob Marks of Sutherland District Athletics Club in the Shire, down in Cronulla. Sophia Pace of France, who went through as a qualifier in her heat. She'll go in lane number 3. She was 8th last year in the Paralympic Games in her home ones in Paris. And the third of the Australians going in lane number 2. Brice Britton, major championship debut for the 17-year-old from Arnhem Land, the Northern Territory, coached by Robert Chin. 5th in the heat, but she qualified because it was fast. 5 Indigenous teens representing Australia at these championships, and 3 of them are in this race, the women's 400 metres T38 final. Palameke, the world and Paralympic champion. She's the world record and championship record holder as well, going in lane number 5. So they're getting set. Coordination impairment, the least of the coordination impairment categories. We're about to head out in the final. And they jump and they're away. One complete circuit of the track will be completed, and they all get away very well indeed. They move around the first 100 metres, and as you expect, Karen Palameke looking good as well. Goncharova already up on the inside shoulder of Chen Zhimo, who set an Asian record in her heat. She's holding her form quite well at the moment though. So as they come into the last 200 metres, they may start to tighten up a bit. You can see Chen already doing it there with Goncharova. Further back around, you just can't see her at the moment. Out of shot is the reigning world and Paralympic champion. It is Karen Palameke, but there's a bit of a stumble there from the neutral para-athlete Margarita Gonchakova. But on the inside, you can see there is Karen Palameke. Goncharova struggling somewhat at the moment. She may well fall back somewhat, but Karen Palameke is just holding her form at the moment. Chen Zhimo on the outside. Palameke trying to hold on there. She's going to do that, but I think at the moment it's going to be Lindy Arv who's going to get across there as well, is it? Palameke takes it. There's no doubt whatsoever about the winner. She's done it again. She's defended her world title. Season best time of 59.45 seconds for Karen Palameke. Goncharova, she did her best to hold her form at the end there. She was tightening up. Chen picks up the silver medal, and Arv did take third place from Goncharova. Season best time for Lindy Arv, also a season best for Goncharova. Despite tightening up, she got through there just 0.26 seconds behind Lindy Arv, the German. But it's Palameke who comes in inside the 1 minute mark. She's missed out on the championship record that she set last year in Kobe by just 0.05 of a second. Chen, she was really struggling in that last couple of 100 metres, but she managed to continue on and finish in the medals for China with a new Asian record, breaking the mark she set earlier in the day. Lindy Arv, the German, season best for her with a bronze. And Goncharova in fourth place. Season best for Rhiannon Clark in fifth. Sophia Pace in sixth, and Precise Britain and Layla Sharp finishing in seventh and eighth position. Well, what a young field with a future ahead of them this one is. Palameke, she just can't be beaten, can she?
The 400 meters is always going to be an incredibly hard race to run, no matter how much you train, no matter how fit you are. It's always hard. The only difference is that you are just able to run it that much faster.
Palameke, season best, takes the gold yet again. Chen Zhimo with the Asian record for the silver. Lindy Arv, season best for Germany, takes the third and bronze medal position. Women's 400 meters, T38. Now, just to remind you of that race a little bit earlier as well, Barros de Silva was disqualified, who finished in second position. That means Simran, with their new Asian records, moves up to the silver position, and in fourth, Shen Ya Qin takes the bronze as we rewatch this one.
It's always going to be an intense physiological battle for the athletes. They are fighting against lactic acid at this stage. You can just see it all over the face of Goncharova there. And there's a few things that you can do to help fight that. I mean, one, you can train. You can train your body to know what that feels like and to know that you can still hold your form through it. The other thing that you can do is you can plan your race well. And Palameke did that so well. She just cruised through at an even pace around the whole thing. And the other tip for any budding 400 meters runners there is, as your legs get tired and feel that lactic acid, just keep your arms pumping. It does help. It does make a difference.
Well, she's the queen, all right, with the crown on her head, so she deserves that because she is an absolutely tremendous athlete. What a time it's been for her nation.
What a time tonight for South Africa. Simone Kruger winning that women's discus F38. Fourth round throw, 37.39. It was China 1 and 2 for a long time. Mina the silver, Li Yingli the bronze. So Kruger retains her world title. She's Paralympic champ as well. It's been all happening tonight. A few reversals, that big disqualification. And the thing is, we saw that race earlier, and you were saying, even in commentary, Tolson at the time, it looked very ragged right at the end for the second placer, and that the guide had just nudged out in front.
Yeah, absolutely. Steph and I were talking about that. It didn't look great. It didn't look like it was the case, but in the end, they've gone back and looked at it.
Men's 800 meters T54, more excitement coming here. It's the fastest and the best wheelchair racers going. Garbi, the new 400 meters champion. Jinhua, the 1500 meters champion, anchor with gold in the universal relay last night. This is a field. He did the anchor leg appropriately to help the Dutch to gold on his championship debut. In lane 9, it's Lito Anker. In lane 8 for France. 10 years since his last World Championship bronze. He's won 3 of them. European silver and bronze last time out in 21. Julien Cassely. The reigning Paralympic champion over 800 meters. And he's retained his world crown over 15. It's Jinhua for China. In lane 6 for Great Britain, the Commonwealth Games 1500 meters champion. He's picked up bronze in the 15 here, just like the 8 last year. It's Nathan Maguire. In lane 5 for China, the defending world champion from a year ago in Kobe, the Paralympic 400 meters champion, bronze in the 4 here. It's Dai Yongkang. In lane 4 for France, silver in the 5,000 meters here. His first major championship medal for Thibaut Daurat. Back again after an absence of 3 years. Gold in the 400 meters here. That is 4th world title. The Paralympic bronze medalist in 2016 for Tunisia, Yassim Garbi. And on the inside for Thailand, 4th in the 1500 meters at the Paralympic Games in Paris last year, it's Pitavapong Sianglam. Great field this. There's no Marcel Hug, the world record holder. The championship record set in the semi-final by Jinhua of 1:30. The men's 800 meters, T54. And they're away, first time. Well, Anker comes into this as a world championship gold medalist. Congratulations to him and to Yong and the rest. He's away, but Dai Yongkang has certainly a title to defend here, and also the Paralympic champion Jinhua looking to make a big impact and sailing in his Jinhua. He's absolutely cutting inside, well ahead of the rest. This is a dramatic lead for Jinhua, who's won the last 2 global 1500 meters titles, the last 3 of them, and he's the 800 meters Paralympic champion. He's got a good lead of around 15 to 20 meters. Coming in the closing straight, it looks to be Siang Lam who's on the inside. He's taking the bell. He's absolutely rocketing here, Jinhua. He's well clear, and now the rest are going to have to try and fight back. It's Siang Lam who's up, and Casley trying to make a move, and Anker is at the back of the peloton, and tucked in well is Nathan Maguire as well, but it's Jinhua who's out in front. He's looking for another big major crown over 800 meters, having taken this and the 15 at the Paralympics in Paris a year ago. Jinhua's already successfully defended the 15 here, and look at that gap. He's pounced at the right time, and he's not going to be denied. Daurat in second place, Maguire 3, it's Siang Lam 4, but it's going to be a double for Jinhua. He's taken the 15, and the 800 is coming his way, and now there's another chance for Dai Yongkang to take the silver, and he's done it. It might be Garbi 3rd. Magnificent world record, 1:27.04. Marcel Hug has taken out of the record books in this, and it's a China 1-2. Jin the gold with the world record, Dai the silver for China. Garbi gets the bronze for Tunisia. Cassely 4, credit to him, and Maguire 5. And Cassely 10 years after his last World Championship medal, 14 years after his last individual one. He almost got a bronze here in that mass finish. but Jin Hua absolutely rocketed out, and he is the fastest of all time, over 800 meters. No Marcel Hug in this race, and now no Marcel Hug world record as well, as Jin Hua sweeps to gold.
I was so hoping Jin Hua was going to do that. I had noticed actually in the heats that he is racing in a different chair than he raced in Paris. He is now in the same racing chair that Marcel Hug was originally racing in, and they got so much attention, that Orthotech chair. But that beginning was so interesting. You could see Jin Hua take off. You could see the other athletes using their speed, trying to get that perfect position behind Jin, but he didn't stop. He just kept on going, and you know he had that world record in his mind right from the start. And the rest of the pack had this decision to make. Do we even bother going after Jin, or do we now just know that this is a full-on race for the silver? They went for the latter. They knew there was no chance, and that was where the real race was happening, behind. And you could see that the French athlete Thibaut Darat, he pulled for most of the race. The athletes with the big speed coming through, Dai, one of those, but my goodness, that right there is the story. Jin Hua, new world record holder.
It's history. Jin Hua takes it all. He takes the gold, and he takes the world record away from Marcel Hug. Dai Zhongkang coming from the pack to shoot up and get that silver medal as well. That was also very creditable from his point of view. So Jin Hua gets the gold and the world record, 127.04. Dai the silver for China, and Garbi gets the bronze. Castley 4, Maguire 5, Dara 6. Fantastic race, great result for China to get this 1-2 on the final night. Ready to pose for all the pictures, and justifiably so. It's been an epic old night. There's more to come. We're not done yet. Not a bit of it. But it was blistering. He went out strongly right at the start and stayed out there. And nobody decided to be brave enough to try and reel him in and to try and overtake him. So Garbi gets the bronze. The silver medalist went to Dai another day. And Hua, the man with the golden Jin. China 1-2, Tunisia 3. Absolutely belting. And Maguire was close in that sprint. He almost picked up another medal here. And as I say, the two Frenchmen, Castley so deep into his career, Dara at the start of his, and they both only just missed out. Now, we do have a bit of unfinished business from earlier, and this is it. It's the women's 100 meters T35. So this was run earlier tonight, but there was a technical issue which emerged. Summer Giddings stopped after 15 meters. She felt she'd heard a gun. The clock didn't start. Pal and Suwai didn't know if they'd won the silver. Guo had the gold, but now it's taken away, and it will be rerun. And it comes now. Coordination impairment, most restrictive of the standing categories. So let's do these introductions again. Silver at the last European Championships. Bronze at the Paralympic Games in the shot for Anna Luxova of Czechia, the Czech Republic, in 3. Her debut single, Fantasia, is still on sale from Hills District, Sydney, on a championship debut, coached by Michael Hemmings-Jones. It's Summer Giddings. In lane 4 for Poland, 4th in the 200 meters at these World Championships. 5th in the 1 and the 2 at the Paris Paralympics is Ingrid Granecka. In lane 5, the original winner of this. Silver in the 1 and the 2 in the last 2 Worlds and the Paralympic Games. Gold in the 2 here. What about the 1? Again, it's Guo Qian. In lane 6, bronze at the 200 meters here. Bronze at the 1 and the 2 of the Paralympic Games. It's Preeti Pal. In lane 7 for Iraq, silver in the 2. Their first track female medal in World Para Athletics. Bronze at the 1 and the 2 of the Asian Games 2 years ago for Fatima Suwaid. In lane 8, neutral athlete, 21 years old, championship debut, 5th in the 200 meters for Maria Kolobova. And in lane 9 for Sweden, from the Falu IK club in Dalarna, athletics in the family, sister Nora, mother Linda, 6th in the 200 meters here, it is Ellen Vestling. So we've been here before. Go Kian Kian won the original race. Pal and Suwaid fighting out for the silver. 14:10 had been the winning time. And now they're out to do it all over again. It is the most restrictive of the standing coordination impairment, so does that have an effect on this second outing in 2 hours? Looks over 2, Giddings 3, Renechka 4, Gu 5, Pal 6, Suwaid 7, Kobolova 8, Vestling 9. Final of the women's 100 meters, T35. They're away again. It's a solid start by Suwaid again. And here comes Guo Qianqian. Guo Qianqian for China. Preeti Pal is moving up. It's Guo and it's Pal. And Pal is trying to catch up. And Guo will win it. And Pal has the silver for India. And Suwaid has the bronze for Iraq. 14.25, the winning time. And Guo Qianqian has come out and won the same gold medal twice. Preeti Pal gets the silver for India. It's bronze at the 1 and the 2 for her, just as it was at the Paralympic Games in the Stade de France last year. And Suwaid, with a lifetime best of 14:39, gets the bronze medal definitively. Renechka in 4. It's another 4th place for her, as it was at the 200 meters. And Kobolova in 5th spot on her championship debut, just as it was in the 200 meters. Lifetime best for them. But again, Guo Qianqian has gone and shown her absolute class.
I think it's important just to take a moment to appreciate how difficult it must be to come back after the mental exhaustion of that battle for silver between Pal and Suwaid. I think the best way to explain it is, imagine already having experienced the surprise part of your surprise party and then having to reenact it for camera a few minutes later. Never ever think that being an athlete is just about the physicality. You cannot plan for moments like this to have to refocus, regather all those emotions, and go again.
And Guo Qianqian has gone again. Her second gold medal here. Does the sprint double. Second time, still a charm for Guo Qianqian. She is the world champion for China. Preeti Pal gets the silver for India, and a lifetime best for Fatima Suwaid gets the bronze for Iraq. So that is a first-time double medal for her country on the track. Renechka 4, Kobolova 5. Giddings did well in 6 and Vestling 7 and looks over 8. So many new names coming almost yearly in this for the last decade plus. And Oksana Corso, who was the original great champion in this, going back 12, 13 years. Nice to see her back in para-athletics and competing in the shot here in New Delhi. Well, the fans are out tonight, there's no doubt about it. And looking for a major result, particularly in the javelin. Navdeep currently in the silver medal position. He's 45-46. Navdeep, who is the Paralympic champ. We've got 5 to go. This is Bobojan Isomidinov of Uzbekistan, 38.90. His best tonight for the man who finished 5th in the Worlds last year in Kobe. He's thrown it well out to a lifetime best, but it's shy of 40, and 40 is what you need for a medal tonight. Just couldn't quite produce what he needed, but still a lifetime best. He was looking to improve on it. He should be very satisfied with his night's work in finishing in 5th spot. Brilliant crowds around here. Well, in the last 2 World Championships, Eva Castro has finished 6th and 8th. 5th he finished in the Paralympic Games last year. 32 years old he is now. So 39.65, a new America's record, a new lifetime best, an extra 4 meters needed to get into the medals though. Can he pull it off? Trying to go beyond 40, that would have been extraordinary. He still has had the best global night of his life. Eva Castro sending that a long way, the Pan Am champion. An America's record, you can ask no more than that. He'd have loved it to have gone a little bit further, but no success with that one, and he's had a night of success. Started with a lifetime best of 38.54, he's added a meter onto it. So now, this is the man who has won the last 3 world titles. But he finished 2nd behind Navdeep in Paris at the Paralympics last year. The Paralympic champion from 4 years ago, Sun Pengjiang. He needs an extra 5 meters, something around his world record mark in order to take the gold, and that will not be it. And Sun Pengjiang has the bronze medal. It will not be China's night in this. Sun is still on the podium. 43.60, it's 5 meters behind his best, which is the world record. And which I must say, Sadeh Baitsaya has come within 8 centimeters of to lead on 48.86. It's a lifetime best. We'll see him in a moment. This is the Paralympic champion, Navdeep, bronze in the Worlds last year in Kobe, and 4th in the previous Paralympic Games in Tokyo. So Navdeep, 45.46, needs an extra 3 meters 40 in order to get the gold for India. He's heading it out beyond 40. It's not going to be enough. And Sadeh Baitsaya is the world champion for Iran. It's a red flag for Nadeep. He's given this a brilliant go, the Paralympic champion. He threw it out to 47.32 last year at the Stade de France to upset Sun Pengjiang. He knew it wasn't going to make it, so a little stride forward, takes the red flag. He takes the silver medal. But now, here's a story. Sadeh Baitsaya, former Asian Games champion in the discus. Silver in this 4 years ago in the Tokyo Paralympic Games. Silver in the last 2 World Championships. Baitsaya, 8 centimeters away from the world record. Can he do it? Can he get along beyond 40? He's done it, but is it going to be a world record? 48.94, the mark from Sun Pengjiang. 48.86 he's gone out to tonight for a lifetime best, and the second longest throw in history in this. Baitsaya gave it a very good tilt. It's 47.77. Baitsaya doesn't get the world record. He was close to it, but he is the world champion again after a decade. A brilliant victory for Iran. And having taken silver in the last 3 global championships, disqualified he was, by the way, from the Paralympics last year. Sadeh Baitsaya is the world champion. Navdeep gets the silver for India.
Penultimate event of these championships, the men's 200 metres T64 for athletes with a single leg deficiency below the knee, amputation, who use a prosthetic running leg. Now this is going to be an absolute belter. I can guarantee you that before it even gets underway. Sherman Geety, the two-time Paralympic champion in the 200 metres, goes in this, and he has been brilliant. Wallace Fortes, the world champion, goes in it. We've also got Francesco Laranjo, who won the Kobe final last year but was disqualified afterwards for crossing lanes. There was mayhem. Will we have it again here? So the men's shot put F63 final, we saw there Alan Davis with a 7th consecutive world title for him. But the track is the place to be at the moment. Here he Well, this man was disqualified in Paris last year. Felix Streng, he's won gold here in the 100 metres though already. He's got 9 global medals over relay, 100, 200 and long jump. He's in lane number 8. Sherman Geety, the gold medalist last year in Paris, also in the 100 metres at the Paralympic Games. He won bronze here in the 100 metres. He won the Paralympic gold back in 2020. He goes in lane number 7 to Costa Rica. Jonathan Gore goes in lane number 6. So Gore has come in to replace Manu Maxel Amu. So Jonathan Gore comes in as the replacement after Manu pulls out. Wallace and Andres Fortes in lane number 5, who's the current world champion. Levi Vloot, the reigning European champion and silver last year at the Paralympic Games, he will go in lane number 4 for the Netherlands. Mitchell Joint of New Zealand, bronze medalist in Kobe, bronze in Paris the year before from Millwater in New Zealand, will go in lane number 3. And Jesus Castillo, 21 years of age, his first major championship. Peru have 2 medals at these games. The first ever world title, Neri Maman Crespi won the 1500 metres T11 in the women, and the bronze in the T11 400. Melissa Baldera, can he make it a male title or medal? So Jonathan Gore of the USA has come in to replace Manu of Italy. "31 years of age is Jonathan Gore of the USA, and what an opportunity for him, being given a chance to go through to a world final." From Fayetteville in West Virginia, the man who's lining up in lane 6. And they're away, and on the outside in lane number 8, it is Felix Streng who flies past. Sherman Geety, though, is looking really good. He's already up on the inside shoulder of Felix Streng. It's Geety and Streng at the moment. Gore's looking very good in the middle. Has he fallen back somewhat? It's Geety, it's Streng. Who's going to take it? It's a race in 2. It's Felix Streng who's going to take it from Geety. And I think out there, it is Laranjo who may have picked up the bronze. We'll have to wait and check on that, but it's Felix Streng who's held off Sherman Geety. It's a season best, 21.60. Geety has taken the silver medal in 21.70. Laranjo, it's a lifetime best for him. He picks up the bronze medal after disappointment last year. This year, he has a bronze, but look at that speed from those two out in front.
We've already seen a lot of these athletes in the 100 meters, and some of them will have switched blades between the 100 and the 200 because it takes a lot of energy and power to compress those blades. And when you get past the 100-meter mark, it does get a little bit dicey. You can see there Guiti just losing his form at the end, Strang sticking with it. And in fact, it was Guiti who just meters before the World Championships in Paris 2023, he tripped and fell just before the line. And again, I just think it's so important to understand how difficult it is to power these blades. A lot has been said about them in the media over the years. Sometimes you might get the impression you just strap one on and hop off the couch and run fast. That is not the case. You have to be so strong to power these amazing blades.
Felix Strang does the double, 100 and 200. He takes both golds. Sherman Guiti, who is the Paralympic champion 2 times in this event, has to settle for silver. And Lourangeau, after last year's disappointment when he thought he won it and got disqualified this year, he takes the bronze at the Worlds and a lifetime best, 22.56.
If you look closely, you can see those blades compressing a little bit. And right now, this really is a test of strength. Who can hold their form the best? And once again, Strang proves he's come out on top.
Well, we talked about Lourangeau being disqualified last year in the Worlds. Strang was disqualified at the Paralympic Games. It's his 10th global medal now in the relay, 100, 200 and long jump. He's an all-rounder. The world champion of previous times last year in Kobe, Wallison Fortes, finished in 5th position behind Levo Vloot of the Netherlands, who was in 4th. But Felix Strang, that man there, is the world champion in both the 100 and the 200 meters in the T64 category.
And this is a hard double to do. I mean, this category is getting so competitive all the time, every year, just finding ways to train smarter, to train better. And actually, I think that in the end, Lourangeau did very well to have that lane 9. When he ran that heat, he ran the bend really hard and then came off and kind of slowed down. He did not have that option with Strang there, and I think that really helped pull him through to that bronze medal just ahead of Vloot.
Curious, isn't it, that 7, 8 and 9 are the lanes that pick up 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Doesn't happen a great deal, but it worked for Jonathan Gore as well at short notice, who came in and performed admirably, finishing in 7th position. So one event left on this final evening session. We've had 185 medal events thus far at these games. The next one will be 186. And we will bid farewell to New Delhi, the Jawaharlal Stadium here in New Delhi, JLN as it is shortened to. It has been absolutely wonderful, and what a crowd we've had this evening. India have been superb, picking up medals across the board, and they've been treated to some thrills and spills over the past 9 days of this crowd and those who've come in to watch, and it has been nothing short of wonderful. We've seen so many youngsters come through as well. Countries testing them out as we enter the next Paralympic cycle, 3 years away from Los Angeles. And I must say a big thanks to our hosts here who have been accommodating. Nothing has been an issue, and they have helped sort out any problem, minor or major.
It's been a great week. We have had 35 world records here so far. Time for a 36th maybe. It's the women's 200 meters, T64. The reigning and defending world champion in this is Milena van Gansen-Winkel. We've got the world silver medalist in Sydney Barter, world bronze, Marissa Papakonstantinou. A chance for new names to emerge in this. Lane 9 for the United States. Silver in the 2, bronze in the 1 in the discus of the US Championships at the age of 19 from Panhandle High School in Texas. It's Chloe Chavez. Big moment for her. For Milena van Ganser-Winkel, it's happened all before. She is the defending champion in this, the former Paralympic 100 and 200 champion, the reigning European 200 meters champion, van Ganser-Winkel in 8. In 7 for the United States, silver in the 2. Last year, the Pan Am 200 meters champion, it's Sydney Barter. In lane 6 for Spain, 4th in the shot here, and 6th of the 100 meters. First world championship for Fiona Pinar. In lane 5 for Puerto Rico, 4th in the 1 and the 2 in the last Pan Ams, 4th in the 2 in last year's World Championships. It's Yaimili Diaz. In lane 4 for Canada, bronze of the 100 meters here, bronze of the 1 and the 2 2 years ago in Paris, 4th in the 2 in the Paralympic Games. It's Marissa Papakonstantinou. And in lane 3, at the age of 20, 6th in the long jump here, 8th in the 100 meters at last year's Worlds in Kobe, it's Juliana Filippi. And in the 200 meters last year in Kobe, Milena van Ganser-Winkel rocketing off to a brilliant world record, 25.73 to take the crown. It lasted a week, broken by the subsequent Paralympic champion Kimberly Alkamada-Mas, now in coaching, moving for growth, finding new Paralympic champions potentially, new arrival on the way as well. Congratulations there. So 7 to go in this women's 200 meters. T64. Van Ganser-Winkel, the defending champion. Papakonstantinou, previous bronze. Barter, World Championship silver. Filippi in 3. Papakonstantinou 4. Diaz 5. Pinar 6. Barter 7. Van Ganser-Winkel 8. Chloe Chavez a 9, and they're away. It's a solid start by Milena van Ganser-Winkel. She's eating it up already, and going well is Papakonstantinou for Canada as well. It's Van Ganser-Winkel straightening up. It's Papakonstantinou in 2nd place. Barter's going well for the United States. Van Ganser-Winkel looking for something big here. Papakonstantinou on the way. It's Van Ganser-Winkel who's going to take it, looking for a fast time. She's the champion again, 26.19. Papakonstantinou the silver for Canada, and Sydney Barter gets the bronze for the United States. She's defended her crown. She's the world champion again. 26.16 the winning time for Milena van Ganser-Winkel. Well, she was part of that awesome Dutch triumvirate alongside Alkamada-Mas and Fleur Young as they swept the boards in Paris last year. Van Ganser-Winkel in the 2, dominant. Barter gets the world bronze. That's a brilliant result for her to go with last year's silver. And Papakonstantinou getting in ahead of her, trying to reel in Van Ganser-Winkel, couldn't quite. Very, very good race. Van Ganser-Winkel, Papakonstantinou, Barter, the 1, 2, and 3.
Huge well done to Van Ganser-Winkel, who has had a little bit of a tough season. Part of the reason why she's not competing in the long jump is just because she's been having a few issues with her Achilles, and sometimes that will happen with blade runners. When you have 1 foot and 1 blade, inevitably you end up spending more time, more energy on that biological foot. And just a quick note there for Sydney Barter of the US, who earlier this year in April became the first athlete to compete for Stanford University. Huge congrats to Marissa Papakonstantinou, just showing her class over the 1 and 2. This is such an exciting event at the moment. So many of the women taking it to new heights, both and on and off the track. But okay, a quick note now on the actual 200 meters. One of the biggest challenges being a blade runner coming around that corner is that these blades, yes, they are amazing, but they are ultimately designed to run in a straight line. Running around a curve is very, very different. It is so, so hard to control them. I've said it before, looking at these women, they are unbelievably strong. Some of the strongest athletes I have met in gyms across all sports, and because these blades take so much power and energy to power them.
Elena Van Gansen-Winkle does it again. She's defended a crown, 26.16. It's silver for Canada and Marissa Papakonstantinou, and bronze to the United States and Sydney Barter. Pinar 4, Diaz 5 for Puerto Rico, Chavez 6, and Philippine with a lifetime best in 7th spot. And that was the 186th final of the week. And just like the penultimate one from Kobe a year ago, it's Marlene Van Gansen-Winkle's night. Silver in the one behind her good chum Fleur Young, and gold in the two here. Her second World Championship title. She's been winning major championship medals since 2015 in Doha, when Young made the breakthrough as well with silver in the long jump in the 4x1, and tonight gold again.
And just look here, even if you know absolutely nothing about how blades work, you can just see the power that Van Gansen-Winkle puts into every single one of those strides. Huge, huge strength needed through your hips, throughout your body. And you can just see across the entire field, those knees not coming up quite as high at the end of it too. It is exhausting.
She's the number one again. Absolutely belting, and she got out of the blocks very, very well, and just absolutely maintained her advantage all the way through, and she remains the queen of the half lap. So Brazil end the week with 15 golds and 44 medals. China 1 more medals, 13 titles for them overall. The latest for Brazil coming in the long jump this morning for Zenaida Cassiano. Iran with, well, great history for them. We saw Savarageta pick up a medal. The Netherlands hit 8, including relay gold. 3 for Fleur Young, 1 for Van Gansen-Winkle there. Poland with 8 goals as well. Colombia 7. What a week it's been for Karen Palameke, and also for Hannah Cockcroft. It also is 7 golds for her. Alan Davis doing it. Sabrina Fortune likewise. Holly Arnold picking up a bronze medal. 25 medals for them. 7 golds for Italy. 6 for the United States. Barter with another medal for them there. 27 in total. And India. What wonderful hosts they've been. Goals for the like of Rinku and Gurjar, and also heroic stuff. Well, didn't we see that tonight in the 200 meters? Germany, Marcus Reim saying farewell to his longtime coach, Steffi Neris. He's actually moving to Amsterdam to join Guido Bonson's group. 6 goals for Germany, 11 medals overall. Thailand had 6 goals. Switzerland as well, 1 for Hoog and 5 for Catherine de Bruyne. Belgium with 4, Leia Barracuda with a couple there. Spain with 3 goals. New Zealand, Anna Grimaldi looking to weigh in. Lisa Adams again in the shot put did wonderfully there. Diana Denzite and Igor's Happiness with the goals for Latvia once more. Ireland 2 goals for Orla Comerford and 1 for Greta Stray-Makita. Australia with their brilliantly young team picking up a medal last night in the relay too. Argentina with Impellitzere in the long jump, 2 golds for them. Greece, Saudi Arabia, South Africa had 2, must mention them. Also Saudi Arabia, Greece, Portugal, Cuba, Hungary through Luca Eckler in the long jump, and Mauritius, wonderful gold again for Noemi Alphonse, and it's Angeline again with a long jump silver here. Norway through Kashifali, got the gold. Peru, history, their first ever medals in the World Paris. Nera Mamani with the gold, and Melissa Balderi picking up the bronze medal. The refugee team got a gold. France didn't, but they picked up 6 medals along the way. Denmark with 4 medals. Iraq famously through Fatima Suwaid picked up 2 medals, their first in the track for a woman. Finland, a silver, Ida Lunea. Kuwait, Namibia, Jordan, Angola, Lithuania. And on to the last page. Well, Giti picked up his 2nd medal there for Botswana, Bosa Makwate in the 400. For Kazakhstan, Rufat Kalabulev in the javelin. And for Venezuela, Alejandra Perez in the 400 meters, but sadly not her twin sister. It's been a ball. It's been great. This is one of the friendliest places in the world I've ever been. Para-athletics remains one of the greatest sports to cover. And it's good night from me, Will Downing.
And it's good night from me, Tulsa Tullett.
And good night for me, Steph Reed.
Ciao.